That familiar sound of rubber and wood floor. The feel of the ball passing between hands and air. The squeaking of the sneakers. And the moment of silent breath, thankfully followed by the whipping of net. And the reward after. This is a moment to remember. This is a Mingua moment.
The future of healthcare seems dark at times, but for patients in Kentucky with diagnostic imaging needs, there's a place with clarity and a compassionate staff. Lexington Diagnostic Center and Open MRI provides quality patient care while saving you hundreds to thousands of dollars as compared to hospital-based centers. Remember, for your medical imaging needs, you have a choice. Lexington Diagnostic Center and Open MRI.
Did you know in addition to education assistance, UPS now provides housing for qualified employees? Through the UPS Kentucky Living Options and Opportunities Path, also known as UPS Kentucky Loop, you can work part-time in Louisville, go to school at Jefferson Community and Technical College, and receive housing for up to 2 years. Earn a degree or learn a trade. It's up to you. Loop benefits are available to those who live outside the Louisville metro area, whether you're just starting college or going back to school. It's time to get in the loop. For more information, visit upsjobs.com. That's upsjobs.com.
I work really hard, but I'm struggling to pay my bills on time. I've gotten pretty far behind, and I don't know what to do.
Is this happening to you? We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode.
Bankruptcy could be your best solution.
We're here to give you a fresh financial start.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free. In Lexington and now in London.
That familiar sound of rubber and wood floor. The feel of the ball passing between hands and air. The squeaking of the sneakers. And the moment of silent breath, thankfully followed by the whipping of net. And the reward after. This is a moment to remember. This is a Mingua moment.
Folks, this is... Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the second game tonight as it's Tates Creek out of Lexington, Kentucky, taking on Somerset, Kentucky. Of course, everybody knows where Somerset is, down there near Lake Cumberland, Darren Douglas, down there where all the people boat on Memorial Day weekend and 4th of July weekend at Lake Cumberland. Somerset, a really good baseball team. They've got their hands full here tonight. Tates Creek, one of the favorites to win the state championship this year, coached by Larry Pointer, the longtime assistant. He said this is the first group he's had all 4 years at Tates Creek. He said he's glad these young men have gotten to the semi-state. He wants to go a little further. And I tell you what, this Tates Creek baseball team, we've seen them a couple of times, Darren. You and I were out at Scott County. They hit the cover off the baseball. We were here Wednesday night against Lafayette. They came alive with that big inning, got 5 runs late in the ball game, won that ball game in the regional championship over Lafayette. So looking at this Tates Creek team, tell us what you think about them overall and Somerset High School.
Well, the first thing you told me was they hit the baseball. Well, they not only hit the baseball, Gary, they field it, they throw it, and they can pitch it. They don't give you extra outs defensively, so if you're Somerset, you're going to have to hit the baseball against Tates Creek. And I think also if you're Somerset, you're going to have to score some runs because Tates Creek is going to put some runs up on the board. On the other hand, you got a young man who is pitching for, I believe it's his father, maybe his uncle, I don't know. Cade Gundy is going to go tonight for the Briar Jumpers of Somerset High School, and they probably, outside of the shocker that was pulled off in the 7th region when Trinity beat St. X. Now that's not as big a shocker as you would think, but that was an upset because St. X had been number one pretty much the entire season. So the Somerset win over Danville in the 12th region championship game may have been a bigger surprise had that been the only upset that had taken place in the region final things. So got two good ball clubs here getting ready to do battle. Bear with us, folks, when it comes to the Somerset jerseys. They have black on black with a little thin gold stripe around the numbers and the letters on the uniforms. So
we got binoculars.
We got binoculars, but it may be a minute before you get to be able to see the jersey, actually. So bear with us.
Tates Creek, their starting lineup tonight. Noah Blythe will lead off and designate hit tonight. Colin Burgess, the catcher, for those 9 home runs on the season. Blaine Deaton will pitch tonight, bat third. He's been a hot bat of late for the Commodores.
He has hit that big double, that bases clearing double the other night against Lafayette in that 5-run inning to seal the win.
Eli Tenza is your shortstop, batting in the cleanup spot for the Commodores. Chandler Workman, the center fielder, batting 5th. Grant Stone, the right fielder, batting in the 6th spot. Mason Gentry, the third baseman, batting in the 7th hole. In the 8 holes, Dylan Crook, he'll move to first base tonight. First time we've seen him at first. And then the number 9 hole hitter will be Bradley Featherston. And Lush will play second base. He will not. He'll be DH tonight by Blythe. That is the lineup for the Tates Creek Commodores. And Somerset will look like this. Cade Grundy will be out on the mound. You got Cam Ryan at second base, Gavin Stevens at third. Chance Staten will bat cleanup, and he will also be in the 4 hole. Alex Ham is a right fielder, batting in the 5 spot. Dylan Burton, a designated hitter, in the 6 hole. Cole Reynolds, a 7th hitter, the shortstop. Dakota Acey at first base, batting 8 hole. And listen to this one. Listen to this name. Pancho Zaragoza, the left fielder. Zaragoza will bat in the 9 hole for the Somerset Briar Jumpers. Bob Cranfield probably listened to the broadcast. Bob is an outstanding Somerset alumni, played tennis down there at Somerset, and he's just a great man. And Bob Cranfield, we know he's probably listening tonight. Somerset. It's Somerset and Tates Creek. As we said, Cade Grundy, the right-hander, out on the mound for the Briar Jumpers. Staten is behind the dish. Tates Creek will be the visiting team, so they will bat first. And we said it'll be Blythe, Burgess, Deaton, Tenza, Workman, Stone, Gentry, Crook, and Featherston for the Commodores. And Darren, what do you expect in this ball game between Tates Creek and Somerset?
Well, let me tell you about the sophomore right-hander on the middle of the diamond for the Somerset Briar Jumpers. It's Cade Grundy. He's making his 12th appearance on the season, his 8th start. He's thrown 49 1/3 innings. He has an ERA of 1.84 to lead the Briar Jumpers in that category. Given up 30 hits, struck 21 runs, 13 earned, walked 10, struck out 57. So more than a 5.5 to 1 ratio in strikeouts to walks. He's a 5-1 record on the season for the Briar Jumpers, or they're known down in Somerset. They shorten it up to Jumpers.
Jumpers, yeah, but they are the Briar Jumpers, one of our favorite nicknames of any high school.
I was looking at their
team.
logo I found online. That's not a very intimidating logo, looking at the Briar Jumper there. But nonetheless, they are here after a
The
10-9 win over Danville in the 12th Region Championship game.
catcher Staten fires it down to Reynolds at shortstop, and we're just about set for baseball. Digging in will be Tates Creek's Noah Blight, the designated hitter. We saw what he can do the other night, Tuesday night, over at Scott County. He led off the ball game with a blast to left field that was a no-doubter.
Yeah, it was, I think, the fourth pitch of the at-bat, and when he hit it, it was a line drive rocket that got out of here in a hurry.
Gary Ball with Darren Douglas and William Warfield, the king of stream. Thanks for tuning in tonight. And Cade Grundy, we got a little reaction there from William, didn't we?
I don't know what that was. I don't know.
Grundy pitch and chop back off the plate. You see in the video tonight on PrepSpin the high definition, and the field here at UK is one of the best college baseball fields in the country. Might be the best. 0-1 pitch coming from Blythe. Cade Grundy winds, and that pitch is going to be a little bit low. Have we named our umpires yet?
You want me to do that? I got them right here.
Go ahead and fire
The plate
away.
umpire is Don Ches Martin. The first base umpire is Tony Thornsberry. Brent Bradley's at second, and Chris Minter is over at third base.
Call strike on that breaking pitch outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes here. Top half of the first inning. Tates Creek and Somerset here in the semi-state tournament. Swing and a miss. He strikes out Blythe. Big strikeout for Cade Grundy, the sophomore.
He works fast.
Why not? Beechwood won earlier tonight in extras, 4-3 over a very good Montgomery County team. Boy, that was a gritty Montgomery County team, Darren.
Well, I tell you what, Montgomery will be going back home and thinking, there was a couple of innings we had guys in scoring position, couldn't get them in. The big blow came when they actually, I think, had runners at second and third and nobody out and got nothing.
Colin Burgess, a call strike on the outside corner. As we mentioned, Colin Burgess, 9 home runs on the season this year, 389 batting average for the senior catcher. He's going to Wichita State. And Connor Lewis not going tonight, the starter. He'll probably come in and relieve. Here's a 0-1 swing and a miss. Burgess tried to make that number 10, but Connor Lewis going to Wichita State as well.
Yep, and both of them, from what I gather, were probably, going to go as a package deal anyway, the way I've heard it talked about.
1-2 pitch, a hit out to left field, and it drops in front of the left fielder. Base hit by Burgess, who drops it in front of Zaragoza out there in left field.
And that was hit hard.
Very hard.
And we're going to get the courtesy runner for
Colin Burgess.
Griffin Prince will be the courtesy runner for Burgess, the catcher.
Tates Creek gets the first base run of the ball game, 1 out. And Prince running for Burgess out at first base. Brings up Blaine Deaton. He'll be the pitcher tonight. Left-handed hitter. Boy, he's got a good stroke.
He's also the Commodore that gets the call for the start tonight.
Over second base. It's a base hit. I was talking about his good stroke. There it is. Gets it over second base for the base hit. Blaine Deaton, as Prince moves down to second, the runner for Burgess. Now you got runners at first and second. And this, as have we said, this is a good hitting Tates Creek team?
Yeah. But here's the thing. Somebody says, why isn't Prince at third base on the ball that was hit to kind of right center field?
That was a rocket. You know, the second baseman was going to jump up and grab the ball.
He had to hold and wait to make sure the line drive got through and over the second baseman.
Eli Tenza, the shortstop, runners at first and second for the Commodores here in the top half of the first. No score here at the semi-state tournament at UK's Kentucky Proud Ballpark. Got a good crowd in here for the second game. We had a good crowd earlier tonight for Montgomery County and Beechwood. Runners at first and second. Grundy's pitch, and that's going to be ball. Just skirts away a little bit from the catcher. No advancement down at second.
Yeah, Prince couldn't pick up the baseball to find out where it squirted away from Staten.
Prince at second, running for Burgess. Deaton at first. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be a call strike on the outside corner to Eli Tenza. Runs the count, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Trying to get a double play ball here, Darren, and get out of this inning. 1 out. Blythe struck out, leading off this inning. 1 out. Runners at first and second. Pitch hit out towards center field. Center fielder in front of it, and it bounces in front of him. He was frozen out there.
I don't think he picked that up off the bat.
Bases loaded.
with the backdrop, weighted back on it, and the bases are loaded now for Tates Creek. 3 straight hits after the first batter of the game struck out swinging.
They're loaded with Commodores. Tates Creek 31-7 coming into this game.
Yeah, the center fielder may not have picked that up off the bat, not only with the background, but the fact that home plate is completely bathed in shadow and center field is still in sunlight, and he's shading his eyes right now.
For one, he's probably too deep out there.
Possibly.
I mean, that's Death Valley out there in center field. Now he's moving closer.
Yep, that is Matt Bolin, the center fielder for Somerset.
Call strike on the outside corner. Cade Grundy has got to really bear down now. He's got the bases loaded, 1 out for Somerset here in the top of the first. Tates Creek has the bases jammed, and at the dish is Chandler Workman, the center fielder. No balls, 1 strike. Pitch from Grundy, and that's going to be a call strike. Boys really coming with the heat now, Darren. That was about as 85 miles an hour as his fastest pitch.
Yeah, he's bowling his neck right now. He knows he's got to get an out somewhere here if he can't roll up a double play ball.
No balls, 2 strikes, and pitch swing and a miss. Boy, good pitching there by Grundy. So strikes out Workman. He has struck out Blythe, 2 outs. Both of those strikeouts. In between those 2 strikeouts, Blythe with a base hit, Deaton a hit, and Tenza with a base hit. Burgess started it all with a big base hit.
And all 3 hits on a line and have been hit hard.
Brings up Grant Stone, the right fielder, 255 hitter on the season. Bases juiced. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be a ball high. Ball a little bit outside and a little bit high. 1 ball, no strikes to Stone with Mason Gentry on deck for the Tates Creek Commodores here in the first inning. In front of a good crowd here tonight. Big crowd. Kentucky Proud Ballpark, home of the UK Wildcats. Pitch, swing and a miss. Stone couldn't catch up with that. You see that on our videos, our camera, and you see the sun starting to splash into the pitcher's just got the sun right in his eyes, but in another inning or so, it won't be there, will it? 1-1 pitch, and that's going to be a ball high. Just missed. And Grundy said, I don't know about that.
That looked pretty good from here where we're sitting, but we are to the left of home plate and probably a good, 250 feet from it?
At least. Here's the 2-1 pitch, bases loaded, and that's going to be a ball high. So if he walks this man, he brings in a run. You got to be careful with Grant Stone. Prince is down at third, Deaton's at second, Tenza's at first. Bases loaded. There's a pinch runner out at second.
That's Taylor.
And there's a check swing called strike. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Stone.
I think Stone expected something off speed, and he got pure gas.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. Tates Creek has loaded the bases. 2 outs, though. Somerset trying to get out of this jam. Grundy checks in. Runners off and going. The 3-2 swing and a miss. He strikes him out. He struck out the sides. He got Blythe striking out, Workman, and then Stone. 3 hits. They leave 3 men on bases. We go to the bottom of the first. No score. Tates Creek and Somerset battling here semi-state on PrepSpin.com. Leading digital network, the Mingua Beef Jerky Game of the Week. Gary Ball, and you hear my catchphrase, soup and a sandwich. When I want the best potato soup and prime rib sandwich, I head over to Rafferty's Restaurants after my games. Check out Rafferty's 9 great locations throughout Kentucky, and all you teens, you can eat at Rafferty's before those big ball games. The open prime rib sandwich is what legends are made of. Ask Joe B. Hall, the legend himself, it's his favorite. Rafferty's a big supporter of high school sports throughout Kentucky. Rafferty's, where the special is you.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Whitaker Bank supports 496 Kentucky schools.
Over 282,000 students benefit from Whitaker Bank's Kentucky education initiatives.
Whitaker Bank has contributed almost $441,000 to education programs for the advancement of Kentucky's youth.
We share your passion, Kentucky.
Love the bank that loves you back.
Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
Some things never change. Like the sound of pads crushing against the equipment, the feel of cleats on fresh-cut grass, or the deep breaths from a full practice. Another thing that never changes, the feeling of relief when the whistle blows for break, and the savory snack to go along with it. This is a moment to remember. This is a Mingua moment.
Back here at the Kentucky Proud Ballpark at University of Kentucky, and for Somerset, Kay Grundy will lead off the pitcher. Cam Ryan, the second baseman. Gavin Stevens, third baseman. Shane Staten, the catcher. Alex Ham, right fielder. Dylan Burton at DH. Cole Reynolds, shortstop. Dakota Acey, the first baseman. And Pancho Zaragoza, the left fielder. Blaine Deaton, the right-handed pitcher. He bats left there, but he's a right-handed pitcher.
He's batting from the right-hand side.
Blaine Deaton?
Oh,
Blaine Deaton bats from the left side.
I thought you were talking about Grundy. You mentioned them both at the same time.
Grundy, that pitch runs him off the plate. He's got 7 home runs, Grundy does. Tell us about Blaine Deaton.
That's just a bit inside from Blaine Deaton, the big right-hander. 2.08, the earned run average for Deaton on the year, 30 1/3 innings. I'll give you the rest of the rundown here.
Foul behind home plate.
Giving up 25 hits, 12 runs, 9 of them earned. He's walked 14, struck out 38. He has a 5-1 record on the season for Coach Pointer's Commodores.
1 ball and 1 strike. Cam Ryan on deck. Swing and a miss.
I will tell you this, when we say Deaton is a thin young man, he brings hips, elbows, knees, legs.
All of it.
And hides the ball really well.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Deaton to the plate. Grundy smacks it out toward shortstop dive. Fires over the infield. What a play, turned by Tenza. 1 out.
Tell you what, he went off to his right. Dove came up firing, knew he had to get rid of it in a hurry.
We saw Johnny Odom turn in play after play for Beechwood in that 4-3 win earlier tonight, but there's a super play by the shortstop for Tates Creek.
Well, he knew he had to get on his feet quick and set his feet, and he did that all in one motion, then threw a strike over to the first baseman, Crook.
Brings up Cam Ryan, his second baseman, with 1 out. He pops up toward the infield. Second baseman going back. Shortstop going back, and it's going to drop in there. Going to second, sliding in there with a double is going to be Cam Ryan.
That's the center fielder's ball or an outfielder's ball all the way.
I think a lot of these players are having trouble picking up that ball.
Well, Tenza went out and kept going out and kept going out and kept going out. The infielders are supposed to go out until they hear somebody else call them off, and that is an outfielder's ball all the way. The center fielder or Creek should have had that one. That was Workman. He was playing deep.
Gavin Stevens at the plate now. 381 hitter. Runner out at second base. Deaton's pitch, and that's going to be a fastball high and outside. And Somerset trying to get something started here in the first inning. No score. Tates Creek loaded them up in the top half of this inning, and then a big strikeout by Grundy got him out of that inning. 3 hits for Creek, 1 hit now for Somerset. Ryan gets a lead at second. That's going to be pitch is going to be low and inside. 2 balls and no strikes to Gavin Stevens. On deck is Chance Staten.
Well, Deaton throwing hard here early in this ball game.
I like nobody's hitting on that jug gun. We don't have the gun here.
6'5", 195 pounds.
Checks a runner at second. Long pause to the belt, the pitch, and he hit him in the elbow. So Gavin Stevens will head down to first base. Hit by the pitch. That'll bring up the 4-hitter Chance Staten. 345 hitter on the season, Darren. 1 home run, 9 doubles, 27 RBIs. Be a good time here for 28 and 29, wouldn't it?
Yeah, at least 28.
Runners at first and second.
Because Ryan runs well at second base, but we do know that Stone out and right has a howitzer, that right arm.
Pitch a call strike on the inside corner to Staten. On deck is Alex Ham for the Somerset Briar Jumpers. No score here in the first inning. I'll take you through the first couple, and Darren Douglas will give you the play-by-play in innings 3 and 4. William Moorfield along in this one as well. Pitch, ball pulled down toward third, and it's bobbled there by the third baseman. Gets up, throws it quickly, and he's going to be out at first base. Third baseman stayed with it. You know, he had great stick-to-himness, stayed with the ball, and he got up and fired and threw him out at first base, 2 outs. And that was a great hangover there by Crook, who's not normally a first baseman.
Yeah, it's usually Deaton, but he's on the mound tonight. And if that ball is fielded cleanly by Gentry at third base, we have an easy double play turned.
Yeah. Ryan did move on down to second, to third, and Stevens moved to second. Runners at second and third for Somerset. Alex Ham up there. Now the right fielder. First base is open with 2 outs. That was a good play turned in by Mason Gentry at third base.
That ball was hit hard to his left.
Very hard. He stayed with it. Pitch is going to be a ball low.
So both pitchers having issues in the first inning.
Yep. You did softball. This is your third ball game
Third
today.
ball game today.
Triple Crown.
In two different cities.
Yeah.
In
Triple
two different
Crown.
cities.
Yeah, you were in Berea, Kentucky this morning with Woodford County and Boyle. Congrats to Boyle, 3-2 winner. Brian Deem. Pitches high and outside from Blaine Deaton, the big right-hander for Tates Creek. I think they were number 1 ranked in the team in the state for a while. Then they dropped to I think it was like 3 or 4, Darren, behind St. X and Trinity.
And Warren East as well.
Ball hit out toward right field, hit a ton, and going back on it is the right fielder and makes the grab on the warning track. What a catch by Stone. Off the bat of Ham, he gave it a ride. He knocked it out to the right, and what a catch out there by the right fielder, Stone. So for Somerset, they get 1 hit. They leave 2 men on base. We go to the second inning. No score. Tates Creek, Somerset. Mingua Beef Jerky, game of the week.
I'm on a fixed income. Credit cards help me balance the money that's coming in and what I need to live on. I've thought about bankruptcy, but how am I supposed to pay for it?
Sometimes the people that need help the most
are the very people who can least afford it.
We've come up with a way to get you started for less.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free. In Lexington and now in London.
This is where it all started, right here on this farm. We may have grown over the years, but we've never lost sight of what was important to us. We're continuing that tradition today, and we always will be for generations to come.
Back here for the second inning with Darren Douglas, William Moorfield, the king of stream, Gary Ball. Second inning action, Mason Gentry, Crook, and Featherson. What a catch out there by Grant Stone.
Yeah, that was a nice job of tracking the baseball and really not paying attention to the wall, because that's what a lot of young kids will go back there and try to feel for that wall too early and maybe take their concentration off the ball.
Grundy fires to Gentry, and he can't check swing, and it's a called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike as Gentry leads off the second. Then it'll be Dylan Crook and Bradley Featherston for Tates Creek as they bat here in the top of the second. No score. And Grundy with a good pitch on the outside corner. He took a little bit off that, Darren, but it hit that corner. Good placement.
Gentry played a couple of spots in the regional tournament. I think he played a little short in a game, but mostly predominantly at third.
Ball fouled out of play, first base side. You see the video, of course. You see the great camera shot we have up here behind home plate. And great video work. It's in high definition. Football this year will be fun, William. High school football starts in August. And ball fouled back to the screen. That's a good job by Mason Gentry to stay alive. Darren, you'll have a full Woodford County
It'll be
football
fun for
schedule.
you. It won't be fun for me. I got a lot of traveling to do for the road games.
Well, travel sometimes you can make it fun.
Yeah, well, missed the one guy, though, that made it fun for me.
Yeah, I know.
Want to give out a shout-out to actually his wife at home, his widow, Sheila, watching and listening.
It's going to be a lot more exciting for the Woodford County fans tuning in now because we're on Android apps and we're also got a iTunes and a iOS app now.
Find it easier, yeah, for us.
Chopped off the plate, stays 2-2.
I would try to tell them how to get on Mixler or PrepSpin to find us, and they'd go do what? So I finally started printing up stuff and just handing stuff out to people if they'd ask.
Second inning, Gentry, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Pretty good battle here between Gentry and
he's
Grundy.
fighting hard up there. Swing and a miss.
Change up. Got him
Strikes
with the
out.
pitch.
That is 4 strikeouts already for Cade Gentry. Or Grundy, excuse me, Grundy. Gentry strikes out. Grundy with 4 strikeouts. I'm assuming he's the son of the coach, right?
I assume so. That's his 3rd straight strikeout, too, by the way.
Well, he struck out 3 in the first to get out of that inning, and then 3 gave up 3 hits. 1 out. Dylan Crook at the dish, the first baseman for Tates Creek. Ball a little bit low in the dirt. Well, not dirt here. Kentucky Proud Park. I think it looks like crushed brick, but you guys called it something else.
Sports turf.
Sports turf?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just turf.
Just turf.
Turf.
It's called sports turf.
Okay.
That's the name of the company.
Gotcha. Here's the pitch. Fouled out of play down the first base line.
And if I'm not mistaken, a former University of Kentucky football player from many moons ago had something to do with the company Sports Turf.
They're actually out on Leestown Road.
Yeah. Didn't a UK former player that has something to do with it?
Right across from the cemetery. They're doing East and West Justman's football fields right now. They also did Douglas's football field.
I'm so glad they're doing West
really good
football field. That field needed to be replaced. It had lived out its
ball hit
life.
up the middle, base hit.
Good job of hitting by Crook.
Crook does a nice job, went with a pitch outside, laced a single right up the middle, right toward the second base bag side, and so he's on base. That's the 4th base runner to reach on base and the 4th hit for the Commodores here in this second inning. 1 out brings up Featherston, the left fielder.
Somebody asked me last on Wednesday night if we were doing too many, talking about Tates Creek hitting the ball.
The guy's name is
Vesio.
So Featherston, the number 9 hole hitter. Noah Blythe on deck, the leadoff hitter. Strikeout victim back into first. Crook gets the lead at first. Pitch is going to be a little low. I tell you, Grundy, as you said, Darren, does not waste any time. He works very fast out there. Rocks and fires.
A right-handed version of Tom Browning. Browning was one of the quicker workers in Major League Baseball for his career.
Grundy, that's fouled behind home plate, out of play.
I mean, there are 3 things that Tom Browning will be remembered for, theoretically. 4th, it should be that he worked quickly. One was he broke his arm by throwing a pitch against the San Diego Padres. The other is he threw a perfect game.
And another, he was in the outfield of the Chicago Cubs.
He was actually across the street.
Across the street on top of the drinking a beer.
And got with some Reds fans and actually got caught on television. And got fined by Davey John or Lou Piniella, who did not find that very funny.
How much was it?
I think it was like $50,000.
Oh, okay, 50. And that beer costs about what, $5?
I don't know. We were in Chicago. It was in Chicago, probably $10 for.
I wonder if it was worth it. Pitch is outside as
Browning. If he had played football, would have been a place kicker. He was a little off.
Yep.
Place kickers are a little off normally.
You're right. A little bit crazy. 2 balls, 1 strike, 1 out with Crook leading out at first. Being held on over there by Dakota AC.
That's almost like a football name, though, isn't it?
Oh, it sure is. Grundy's pitch and misses low.
Oh, he didn't miss by much, though.
Nope. 3 balls, 1 strike.
When he's missed, it's been close.
He has to put men on base before he can start striking them out, it looks like.
Yeah. He doesn't feel comfortable pitching from the windup. He feels more comfortable from the stretch.
3-1 pitch. Ball 4. Crook goes to second. Featherston goes down to first, reaches on the base on balls. Get back to the top of the order. Noah Blythe, here comes the pitching coach for Tates Creek out to talk to Blaine Dean.
Somerset.
Oh, for Somerset. I'm sorry. Yeah, Somerset.
It's all right.
You know, the colors are kind of
they're similar.
Throwing me off a little bit
And I
tonight.
looked up and I thought, man, is Tates Creek wearing their black jerseys too?
Yeah.
But
that's what threw me off. You threw me off,
weren't.
Darren.
But we have meetings going all over the place. We have the entire infield plus the battery and the head coach for Somerset. We have Coach Pointer with both base coaches.
Yeah, Tates Creek's uniform is actually maroon and white. You can see the real, and Somerset with that dark uniform.
That black and purple with the Vegas gold.
Yep. Grundy.
I'll never forget, we went to E-Town for that football game this year, a couple of years ago, and we thought they were wearing navy blue uniforms, and we were corrected real fast. It was Vegas purple. I'd never heard of that color.
I've never heard of Vegas purple either. I've heard of
You've
it
heard
now.
of it? I have too, yeah.
I've heard of it now.
We hadn't up until that night, though.
Runners at first and second, one out. Grundy's pitch, and that's going to miss high to Blythe. He struck Noah Blythe out in the first inning. Colin Burgess on deck. I don't think you want to load him up for Burgess.
Well, Burgess hit one that was a screamer into left field.
Foul back.
Blythe upset with himself. He thinks he missed a pitch there that Grundy got up. He looked up to the heavens like, why did I miss that pitch?
Got one out. Runners at first and second. Double play ball would get Somerset out of this inning. One out. Pitch and takes a little bit off that one and hangs high. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Tell you what, both offenses here in the inning plus have put both starting pitchers' feet immediately to the fire in this one, haven't they?
Grundy. Foul back to the screen. That is a good rip there by Blythe, but couldn't catch up to it, but seemed like he was on that pitch.
Again, he's upset with himself. He just missed the pitch that was up again.
Yep. 2 balls, 2 strikes with an out. Crook out at second, Featherston at first. Blythe at the plate. Hit out towards second, and it gets through. Runner coming around third. Here comes a throw to the plate, and it'll be cut off by the pitcher or the first baseman. Run comes in to score. It's 1-0 Dylan Crook. Makes it a 1-0 Tates Creek lead here in the top half of the second inning. Still, as Blythe is at first, and Featherston went on round to third. Crook scored. It's 1-0.
Yeah, if you don't have a runner on second and the second baseman for Somerset, Ryan, would have been in his regular position. That's a double. That's a 4-6-3 double play to end the inning.
Exactly right. And now Colin Burgess with those 9 home runs on the season. That leads the ball club. Also has 27 RBIs, 13 doubles.
The thing is, he doesn't get cheated when he swings. He swings really hard every time. He's only struck out 9 times all year.
Runners at the corners, 1 out. 1 run in for the Commodores. They lead 1-0 here in the top of the second. And that pitch is a call strike. That's a good pitch there from Cade Grundy.
Locked up Burgess with the breaking pitch there.
1
5
ball.
hits already for Creek.
Yeah, they hit the ball, don't they, Darren?
They
We
do.
said that in the pregame. Really
we'll
good.
We'll say
hit.
it 100 times more, too, by the way.
1 ball, 1 strike. Nonchalant throw over to first base to chase Noah Blythe back, just to let him know, hey, I know you're over there.
Tell you what, we've had 2 really nice crowds for these games.
Outstanding. 1 ball, 1 strike, and swing and a miss as he gets Burgess to chase that one. Grundy already in this ball game with 4 strikeouts.
Took a little
Looking
bit off
for
of
his
that,
5th. Yeah, he did. That's what full calling, I think.
He had a nice arm motion with like a fastball and looked like maybe some kind of a breaking pitch. Came back with the same pitch.
Strike on the outside corner, and he gets him looking. Burgess doesn't like the Wichita State commitment, does not like the call. That is 5 strikeouts and just 1 2/3 innings. That's all 5 outs have come via the K.
Yeah, and the thing is, he has gotten himself into some trouble by throwing a lot of pitches in the first inning and 2/3.
Yeah, I would think by the 4th, 5th inning we might have some relief work going out there for Somerset. Pitch to Blaine. That's in the outside corner to Deaton. Calls strike. Deaton hits left hand, but as I said earlier in the game, he throws right-handed out on the mound.
Diaz, the plate umpire, when he calls a strike with the left-handed hitter up, points down to the third base coaching box when he calls the strike.
0-1 pitch as chopper down toward first, and the pitcher runs over Grundy and flips to first base for the 3rd out. But Tates Creek, they get 1 run on 1 hit total. They leave a man on base as we go to the bottom of the 2nd. Tates Creek leads Somerset 1-0 here on PrepSpin.com, the Mingua Beef Jerky High School Game of the Week.
That familiar sound of rubber and wood floor. The feel of the ball passing between hands and air. The squeaking of the sneakers. And the moment of silent breath, thankfully followed by the whipping of net. And the reward after. This is a moment to remember. This is a Mingua moment.
Hi, this is Gary Ball for Crown Trophy of Lexington. Crown Trophy offers youth sports awards, corporate awards. They offer signs and a full line of promotional products. They're located at 2680 Wilhite Drive on the corner of Nicholasville, New Circle Road, just behind Starbucks. Stop by and pick up your copy of our 85-page catalog. Crown Trophy is nationally known, but locally owned with 150 stores nationwide. Crown Trophy, the official provider of plaques for the Scholastic Ball Report and PrepSpin.
By the number.
Well, we call him the Fighting Campbell because he played at Campbell University down in Bowie's Creek, North Carolina. Ben Calvano. It's his birthday today. We want to wish him a happy birthday.
You better not tell his birthday because he's a fighting camel. He'll come after you.
Yeah, he's a fighting camel. Happy birthday, Benny Calvano. And
happy birthday.
And his Camels are in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah. Pulled an upset, didn't they, to get there?
Yeah, they won their conference, and I'm trying to remember. Ben will have to text me and tell me who they beat because I forgot who they beat in their conference championship. But they won 8-5. I do know that. So we move to the 2nd inning. It'll be Burton, Reynolds, and Dakota AC for 6, 7, 8 hitters for Somerset. And they trail now. Look at that. Tates Creek 1 run on 5 hits. Somerset, they have the 1 hit, no runs here in the bottom of the 2nd.
Yeah, but Tates Creek has left 5 guys on inside the first 2 innings, and that's not a good start for them. If you left the bases loaded in the first, they left 2 on in the 2nd and only have the 1 run to show for it. They've had runners on. That's not been the problem. It's been getting them in.
Blaine Deaton for the Tates Creek Commodores, a right-hander on the mound, and he'll face Dylan Burton, Cole Reynolds, and Dakota AC. Digging in, Burton, Blaine Deaton. Right-hander rocks and fires and runs him off the plate, ball 1.
Just to give you an idea, if you're not really kind of watching your computer screen or your viewing device of any type.
So many ways you can catch this game now.
Yeah, but even though Deaton is not 6'10", he gives you the same kind of appearance,
6'4",
and release of a Randy Johnson, only from the right-hand side.
2-0 pitch and swing and a miss as Dylan Burton couldn't catch up to that. 2 balls and 1 strike.
I don't know if Deaton played basketball at Creek or not at any point in time, but
I don't recall that he did.
They said Randy Johnson was the worst basketball player in the history for a 6'10" guy. His own words, nobody else's.
Well, he probably was. He was all arms.
All arms and legs.
But he was a heck of a pitcher.
Yeah, one of the most weird sights I've ever seen was he threw a pitch and he hit that.
Hit a bird.
Goose, wasn't it?
A goose or something and killed it.
Yeah.
2 balls, 2 strikes. And that pitch just missed outside, and Blaine Dean pops the glove and says, hey, where's my call there, Blue? 1-0, Tates Creek. Here in the bottom of the second, the Briar Jumpers of Somerset. Home of Bob Cranfield. Swing and a miss, strikes him out.
That's the first strikeout of the night for Deaton.
1 out, brings up Cole Reynolds, a shortstop for Somerset. Cole Reynolds, shortstop. I'm looking at some of his particulars on the season. After this first Blaine Deaton pitch, he hits .259. Tries to bunt his way on foul. Come back.
He's got that old style look too with the stirrups and the
12 RBIs, 2 doubles. Has stolen 6 out of 7 bases. So that's the line on Reynolds with 1 out as Blaine Deaton struck out Burton.
That look's coming back too in
I don't know why.
Baseball.
Here's the pitch, ball high. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Reynolds, a 5'9", 140-pound freshman.
Strike on the outside corner. Boy, you could hear that pop that mitt from up here in the press box. You're watching PrepSpin.com. High school baseball semi-state action from UK's Kentucky Proud Ballpark. Campus of the University of Kentucky. 1 out here in the second. Somerset trailing Tates Creek 1-0. Foul back to the screen. Boy, Reynolds really after that pitch.
Yeah, but it was up a little bit too. You know, I was going to say the other night when on the broadcast we got occupied, but I'm so glad that the University of Kentucky decided to not name this stadium after anybody in particular, but it gives you the feel of the Commonwealth of Kentucky proud.
Ball hit down toward second base. Lush Fields throws over to Crook for the out. So Reynolds goes out 4-3. There's 2 outs here. That's the first out he struck out Burton, then he got Reynolds. So Deaton, he had a rough first inning, but I tell you what,
kind of settled down here right now.
Ham really crushed that ball out there to Stone in the first inning. 2 outs. Dakota Acey at the plate. Swing and a miss. He wears number 55.
Yes, sir.
Any reason for that?
Nope. I can only think of one baseball player in my lifetime that has worn the number 55.
Here's the pitch. You'll tell us who that is?
I couldn't stand him because he played for the Dodgers, and me being a Reds fan, guy by the name of Oral Hershiser.
And he could pitch.
He could pitch.
He could pitch.
But just because he played for the Dodgers, I didn't like him too much.
Yep. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strikes him out. Second strikeout for the 3rd out of the second inning. And William Warfield of PrepSpin.com fame and the King of Strings. What you got for us, William?
Well, I was just curious if Darren was referring to Walker Buehler as the new Oral Hershiser. Is that what you're talking about?
Well, just because he's a Dodgers fan, a Dodgers player. I mean, I like him because he is a Kentucky boy.
Yeah.
Doing well for himself. But he's a Dodger player, and
I can see that.
I was brought up not being to like the Dodgers back in the day.
I can see that. I still don't think Walker's reached his full potential yet.
No,
I think
he hasn't.
I think he's got some Greg Maddux type of skills too.
I agree with you. He's only 2 or 3 years removed from that Tommy John surgery.
Yeah.
So,
and he's actually gone up a mile or 2 an hour faster on his fastball, if that's possible.
And he's back. He comes back to Lexington in the off season every year.
Yeah.
Does a lot of work in the community. He's a great community guy too.
Well, a lot of those guys that have played ball here locally, high school, and maybe stayed at UK and played collegiately, none of them have forgotten where they came from. Nobody. They've all come back home in the off season and stayed and done things here. You know, of course, everybody knows Doug Flynn and the work he's done. But you go right on down the line, Austin Kearns, Kevin Jarvis,
John
Shelby, junior and senior.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it just go right on down the line.
Yeah.
Jeff Parrott, I mean.
The left fielder for Boston Red Sox didn't play around here. He's from Cincinnati, but Benton Elliott, how do you say his last name? Don't know.
He's a Yankees fan.
Well, anyway,
Who'd you ask about?
Andrew Bentinelli or something like that. Anyway, his
Benatelli.
There you go. His family actually lives in Nicholasville, so he comes to Nicholasville quite often.
That's interesting.
Yep.
And here with the third inning, Darren Douglas.
Gage Grundy will go to work on the number 4 hitter for Tates Creek, Eli Tenza, who lifts this one foul and out of play to the right side. I love that first name, Dakota Acey, the first baseman for the Briar Jumpers of Somerset High School. Their basketball gym used to be known as the Briar Patch. I don't know if it still is or not. The 0-1 from Grundy to Tenza is low and away. Ball 1, evens the count, 1 ball, 1 strike. Tenza was the third consecutive single in that first inning, but Tates Creek unable to plate a run. Check swing goes down and away, and they'll check down to first, and Tenza went around, says the first base umpire, Tony Thornsberry.
It's a joy watching these Somerset radio guys work over here.
Oh, the one that was really funny was the Beechwood guy. I thought he was going to jump out of the thing when the game wasn't going right for his Tigers. Ground ball
Base
left
hit.
side, finds the 6 hole and into left field, and Tenza's 2 for 2.
Not bad, not a bad day.
That was what they call a 1,000 hopper that found the 6 hole between the shortstop and third baseman. And
Like I
Tenza
said,
aboard with a second hit.
I don't think Grundy can pitch till he gets base runners on. He works better out of the stretch.
Well, there's some pitchers now that start in the major leagues that pitch predominantly from the stretch formation, or the stretch position, I should say. Got some fans out in dead center field trying to battle the sun to see in.
I guess that was closer to their car where they parked out there.
Well, you got to park in the lower 40. We heard some people talking downstairs between games as Grundy throws to first and chases Tenza back, that they're going to knock some of these older buildings down behind us to our left and make some more parking closer to the venue. Pitch is down and away. 1 ball, 1 strike to Chandler Workman, who struck out swinging with the bases loaded for the second out back in the first inning. As Grundy struck out the final 2 of that first inning. Bunted foul by Workman, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Very good ball game earlier today between Beechwood and Montgomery County. 4-3. Beechwood pulled it out late in extra innings, but that was a classic in front of a great crowd.
Great crowd, very vocal crowd. We have a big crowd here, a little bit more subdued right now. This one fouled back. Doug Flynn had a great comment last night on the Reds broadcast. He was working with Marty Brandman. Marty asked him a question about who was the toughest pitcher he got. He said anybody threw a ball.
Oh, come on, Doug. You can do better than that.
I know.
Bob Gibson.
Yeah, that Doug ever batted off of.
I know, Bob Gibson.
I think Gibby had retired by then. He said the toughest batter. He
not
said
in his early stages.
He said the toughest hitter that Doug ever batted against, that he ever hit off of, was Steve Carlton. Not Nolan Ryan. Not some of these, Mike Scott or anybody like that, but he said.
Maybe Doug didn't bat against Bob Gibson. I don't know.
Doug came up in 75.
Bob Gibson was
retired, I think, in 72, I think. You sure?
Let's Google
Check that out.
Let's Google that.
Nonetheless, and
William.
Pancho Diaz
Bob
given
Gibson, when did he retire from baseball? That's the thing about it nowadays. You can just Google
We can Google it, but
I think Bob Gibson was playing about. You might be right, though, Darren.
he was close, because I think he played in the early 50s and through the 70s, but I'm not sure exactly where. But I thought it was the early 70s he retired. I might be wrong.
Okay. Well, Doug started playing,
75. He was a rookie.
Doug was a rookie on the 75 Red Machine?
Yes, sir.
So it was
he retired in 75, but he did.
Okay.
1975. Here's a line shot into right field. Tenza had to hold and let the ball go past him. And the first 2 have reached with hits. And through the first 2+ innings, Tates Creek has 7 hits And oh, by the way, folks, this team can hit.
Yep.
They don't care who you throw out there. They can hit.
They are a hitting machine. 7 hits here in the 3rd inning, and still
nobody out.
Nobody out.
And they can hit you with a barrage of singles and just dink you to death that way, or they can hit you with the bomb with the home run like Noah Blythe did to start off the championship game.
All different ways.
First pitch strike on the outside corner to Grant Stone, who was a strikeout victim back in the 1st that ended the opening frame for the Commodores.
But he made one of the best catches in this game, back up against running into the wall out there in right field to save a couple of runs.
Bunted back to the mound. Grundy will go to 3rd to get the lead runner. That's all they'll have time to get. A poor bunt attempt by Stone. Bunted it too hard right back to the pitcher, Grundy. And the thing is, Gary, nice play by Cade Grundy because he came off the mound quickly and knew from the time he got off the mound where he was going to go with the baseball. Not one hesitation. So the out on Tenza, 1-5 for the first out of the inning. And it brings up Mason Gentry, who struck out to lead off the 2nd inning after a pretty good battle with Grundy, and it's fouled back into the screen, 0-1.
Yeah, he was a strikeout victim, the number 5 strikeout victim from Cade Grundy. 1 out here. They're looking for a double play ball.
They have the shortstop right behind Featherston at second base. I'm sorry, it's behind Workman at second base.
I tell you, behind on the count now is Gentry. No balls and 2 strikes with 1 out. On deck is Dylan Crook.
He fell behind 0-2 in the 1st inning, or the 2nd inning leading off, and fouled off several pitches before Grundy was able to strike him out. The 0-2 coming to Gentry. Strikes out for the 2nd time swinging.
6 strikeouts already for Cade Grundy.
6 strikeouts through 2 2/3 innings for the sophomore.
He'll have double figures in strikeouts if he stays in the game 5th and 6th inning.
Tell you what, 2 of the better basketball players in the 12th and 11th or 12th and 13th regions down in that southern part of the state. This guy right here on the mound, a guard on the jumper basketball team, and a guy by the name of Reed Shepard over at North Laurel will be a freshman.
I think that's a man by the name of Jeff Shepard and
and a lady by the name of Stacy Reed.
Yeah,
you better collude her.
They can play a little basketball.
Yeah, she could flat pass the basketball. That's for sure. 1 ball, no strikes to Crook, who takes a strike to even the count at 1 ball, 1 strike.
The Somerset radio guy up here keeps giving me the balls. I wonder if he's a former umpire.
May have been. May have been. Strike 2.
Grundy just is relentless with his pace. He's got a fast pace going, and he just doesn't let these Creek players get too comfortable.
Well, he also peppers the strike zone, too. A ball and 2 strikes to Crook with 2 outs and 2 on. And he strikes him out swinging. 7 of them now for Grundy. No runs, 1 hit. 2 hits, I'm sorry, and there were 2 left. We're through 2.5 innings here in Lexington on the Mingua Beef Jerky Game of the Week. 1-0 Commodores.
Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Over 30,000 Kentuckians are saving time and money by doing their banking online with Whitaker Electronic Banking.
341,000 transactions were made on the go last year using the Whitaker Bank mobile app.
Over 340,000 text alerts were sent last year with Whitaker Bank text banking.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky. By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Whitaker Bank supports 956 Kentucky charities and community events.
Employees of Whitaker Bank volunteered 14,860 hours to better our Kentucky communities.
93 nonprofits that promote diversity and inclusion in Kentucky are supported by Whitaker Bank.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
Pancho Zaragoza will lead off for the Jumpers.
The all-name team.
Here in the bottom half of the third inning, he takes the first pitch from Blaine Deaton over his head, a ball. The other night we had in the Tates Creek Lafayette game here, we had both benches. No, it was the Tates Creek Lafayette Madison Southern game. We had both benches worn for throwing at people.
Yep, 229 hitter. Zaragoza, and 3 RBIs.
Gary Ball, somebody wanted me to ask you a trivia question and see if you are up on your baseball knowledge. We'll ask that here in a minute.
Not really. I don't really follow baseball.
I know William Warfield does, and he probably knows this one.
If it's the Cubs, I can tell you.
Yeah, if it's the Cubs, I can probably tell you.
Right. Gary, I'll tell you this. Nice catch in the stands over there by a fan.
See if he throws it back. He wanted to. Got a Cubs shirt on. I know I like that guy. Rizzo.
He's hurt, isn't he, right now? Isn't he? Or is he struggling at the plate? Which one is it? Zaragoza fouls one out to play.
He was. I mean, he had like a stretched calf or something.
Oh, strained calf? Yeah, well, you ever done that before? That hurts. Those things are painful. That's what you put all the weight on your body when you run, and it hurts. For the second time, and this is a bat, Deaton throws one over the head of Zaragoza.
Behind him. And Zaragoza was standing there.
Yeah, didn't budge.
2 balls and 2 strikes.
Took up the John Cohen mantra when he got here to UK. We will not move. And they led the country. Well, Cohen here's what, 6 years, 7 years?
Unlike John Kruk when he went up to face Randy Johnson
Kruk.
in the All-Star game. John is a Kruk.
Kruk cried when that ball went behind him. Pitch is below on and leadoff walk to the number 9 hitter to start the inning for Somerset.
Cade Grundy strolls up there, 473 average.
He hit one hard a moment ago to
scored 51 runs. He's got 7 home runs, 9 doubles, 4 triples, 17 stolen bases, hitting 473. Cade
just
Grundy.
the sophomore.
Oh, he's going to be a good one.
Don't know what he'll choose to play later on as the ball gets away from Burgess, and there was nothing Burgess could do about it. He got over it to try to knock it down with his body, but that thing took a right turn on him.
Got the tie and run out at second base, nobody out, and a dangerous hitter at the dish.
As Coach Larry Pointer on his way out to the mound, he calls the infield in. This might be a strategic thing right now, as he's going to talk to his infielders, not look at Blaine Deaton at all right now. But he was a master of doing that at times when he would go out to the mound and talk to the pitcher, but he wouldn't look at the pitcher. He talked to everybody else on the infield. Sparky Anderson, of course, is one of those guys, but his pitching coach, Larry Shepard, he'd go out and shoot out Davey or Tony or something, and he'd be talking to Don Gullett, probably the best all-around athlete.
Don Gullett scored 11,
maybe in the history of
11 touchdowns
sports.
in one game in high school football.
Yep, he is. He was a 3-sport star.
That's right. I said 11 touchdowns in one game.
He scored 77 points, I think, in
Kentucky
in
School
that
for the
game.
Deaf.
He played up in northeastern Kentucky, up around the Ashland area. Can't remember the name of the high school. It's no longer in existence.
A real small high school.
Yep. Lynn, Kentucky is where he calls home.
Touchdowns I saw Sean Alexander score from Boone County was 9 touchdowns. Of course, he ended up with 53 his senior year, which is still an individual state record. Homer has the overall touchdown record, but
Derek
Sean
Homer,
has his single
another
season.
Kentucky
Played for the Horsemen, the arena team that I did the radio for 6-7 years.
Homer loved contact for a guy that was only about 175, 180 pounds, you know?
Yep.
Grundy chops one foul to the Somerset dugout.
You know, I miss the Horsemen.
2 balls and 1 strike. I do too.
Arena football was fun.
Because you had a pretty good quarterback for the Horsemen.
We always had a great quarterback. We always
of,
had a good team. We made the playoffs every year.
His nickname was Double E.
Unlike the Bengals.
That was my first press pass ever.
The Horsemen.
I had a little bitty camera.
A whole lot of.
Well, we didn't know about the King of String back then.
That's where you met Jonathan Hawks, right?
Yeah, I met Jay.
Matter of fact, we have Tates Creek out here right now. Congratulations to Jonathan Hawks. He's got a team state champion.
Oh, the girl, Tates Creek. Congratulations, Jayhawk, my good friend.
And he is listening to us this evening. And Jayhawk, you're right. It's pecan pie.
Hey, they say everything that you do is just a step to where you're going. That was one of my steps to where I'm going. Yours too, Gary.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Did the Horsemen.
We've all 3 started together sort of ways in different ways. I've joined William, 2 years into this thing on the internet. And we've all been together since. That's been a pretty wild ride. Swinging a miss and hung on to by Burgess to retire Grundy.
Well, that was a tough out right
there. Took a little bit off of a breaking pitch, did Deaton.
Oh, Grundy has a tough strikeout. His second strikeout, third
of the game.
Got 2 in the second.
Deaton.
Boy, to get Grundy there striking out, that was a big out there for Blaine Deaton.
Well, here's the guy who hit a pop-up into center field, shallow center field. It fell between 3 Commodores. He hustled his way into a double. Ground ball past third, and Chris Minter, the third base umpire over there, still quick on his feet.
Camden Ryan, the 307 hitter, 1 home run. RBI, 17 RBIs, so pretty good little RBI producer.
Not bad for the number 2 hole hitter. That means the guy ahead of him, Grundy's been getting on base quite a bit. Pitch is down and away from Deaton to Ryan. He was the count, a ball and a strike.
381 hitter Gavin Stevens on deck.
Somerset with only 3 seniors on the roster. Pitch in the dirt.
Burgess so good back there behind
2
the
and
dish.
1.
So good behind the plate.
Well, we get spoiled here covering a lot of our 11th region teams that we do over the years, and we've seen some dynamite catchers.
Jackson over at Lexington Catholic was a good one.
Over the years.
He was a real good one.
Who was the kid at Creek here before him? Mormon?
Gregales,
yeah. This one hit into left field, hit deep. Going back to the left fielder. Foul ball. Just foul. Just foul, did Chris Minter say. And he threw his hands up immediately and said foul ball.
That ball would have been out of here, too.
Yeah, that was a home run if it stayed fair. The left fielder out there quickly was calling foul.
Featherston said foul, but I tell you what, nobody had a better look at it than Chris Minter. He's going to come down and talk with Pancho Diaz. Let's see what they say here. This is a big call here. Early in this one, in the bottom of the third. That was that section of the park here we couldn't see, and they said foul ball. This umpiring crew has got their light blue shirts on. The umpiring crew in the heat of the day wore the black tops that seemed to me would be very hot. But a long, loud strike off the bat of Camden Ryan, or Somerset could have at least tied this game up.
Very loud.
And a ball and 2 strikes now to Ryan. Hits a line drive, single to left field. Oh, it gets under the glove of Featherston. In to score is Zaragoza. All the way to third goes Ryan. Give the man a single and a 2-base error on the left fielder, Featherston.
So Ryan gets it back after he thought he hit a home run and went foul left. Then he roped one to left field, and it got underneath the left fielder out there. Featherston rode all the way almost to the warning track before it allowed Ryan to go all the way to third base. A run in. Zaragoza scores, and we tied at 1 apiece.
Now you will give the RBI on the single to Ryan to tie the game at 1. He woes to third on the 2-base error, and a big mistake made by Featherston. Didn't get his glove down. And we're tied at 1. Deaton throws a fastball strike on the outside corner to the third baseman, Gavin Stevens. Stevens walked back in the first inning. Tied at 1, another nice stop by Burgess. Tied at 1 here in the
381 hitter, does have
third.
1 home run. Listen to this, though. 35 RBIs. That's tops on the club.
Breaking pitch outside corner from Deaton, a good one. A ball and 2 strikes.
36 would be very big right here.
Yep. 1 run, 7 hits, an error for Tates Creek. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors so far for Somerset.
They got the go-ahead run down at third.
This one hit to the second baseman. Lush over to Crook.
Boy, he did a good job of looking the runner at third back also.
And
Ryan.
that was an interesting look. Creek with.
I'm surprised, though, the ball hit to the right side. He wasn't running.
Well, they brought the infield in, which was a look you don't get early in a ball game, especially in a tie game.
1 out.
Yeah.
With 1 out. So you got 2 outs now, and still that go-ahead run down at third. And at the plate is Chance Staten.
So Staten now, he is 0 for 1, a ground ball to the third baseman Gentry, who he hit a rocket. Gentry knocked it down, was able to throw him out.
That's the play where Gentry stayed with the ball. It got away. It bobbled a little bit, but stayed with it, threw it over, and got him out at first base.
Yeah, sometimes you got to stick with it.
Stick to him.
Sometimes you got to take it off the body, too.
No doubt.
Swing and a miss, actually foul tipped, and that caught a piece of Burgess.
You know, I used to play some softball back in the day with Matt Calvert, and that man could flat hit a softball.
He could.
Now. He could kill it.
And if you didn't think Matt Calvert was competitive,
he was competitive.
Oh boy, you should have seen what I saw at times. He was very competitive.
What I saw at times.
Yeah, he was very, very competitive.
I mean, he was in college when I knew him, so
yeah,
he was competitive in college. He didn't want anybody to get a higher score than he got on a final or an exam. He was so competitive, and
didn't
he
want
was
anybody to beat him.
Very good student.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he ended up being a teacher.
Yesterday would have been he and Sheila's 38th wedding anniversary.
Oh, my goodness.
So, again, we lost him way too soon.
Yep.
The 1-2 gets away from Burgess. Here comes the go-ahead run, and he'll score. Actually, that should be a pass ball. Looked like Burgess got a little lazy and just stuck the glove over there and didn't get over far enough.
Blaine Deaton certainly wasn't happy, but Burgess doesn't usually miss them like that, and that's the second run. It's 2-1 now. Somerset on top of Tates Creek here in the state semi-state. We'll have the semifinals and the championship next Friday.
Friday and Saturday, right?
Friday and Saturday at Whitaker Bank at home of the Legends, and that'll be on the NFHS KHSAA TV network.
Strikeout swinging by Stevens. If I'm not mistaken, didn't the softball tournament go on at the same time the baseball tournament does?
Yep, same
How
day.
are you going to do that?
They don't overlap.
Oh, okay.
The games that we're broadcasting don't overlap.
Well, we get a hit, a run, and one huge error.
Guys, I want to take the time to thank Kentucky Orthodontics and Invisalign, Doctors Durbin, Morris, and Garner. They got a special with us right now on PrepSpin. If you mention PrepSpin and you need braces or Invisalign, they'll give you $1,500 off your total. That's the Kentucky Center for Orthodontics, home of Doctors Durbin, Morris, and Gardner. They'll take care of you. Just tell them that PrepSpin sent you and you'll get your discount. Braces.
Happy birthday to Ben Calvano. Mr. Campbell Camel. And today, I'm going to go ahead and say it so everybody else is saying it on Go Getters. 24th birthday. Sorry, William. Didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good.
So 24 and holding.
Wow. That's half of Darren's age. He's catching up to you, Darren.
He is, man. I tell you what, I realized just how old I was when I went to my 30-something high school reunion in the fall. I'll tell it, I'm not ashamed. 35 years out of high school.
But in all seriousness, we want to thank all the fans for tuning in today. We got a lot of feedback coming in on social media, and we appreciate it.
Yeah, we do. You know, we take the time to broadcast high school, so let William know on PrepSpin, on the Twitter page. It's at PrepSpin. Your Twitter handle, Twitter is at PrepSpin, right, William? Or so let us know about what you think about our coverage. We enjoy bringing it to you. So here with the fourth inning is Double D.
Thank you, Gary. As we get back to action here, Grundy throws a first pitch foul, backing out of play by the guy who would like to reach base because he committed a huge error, which led to a pass ball, and Somerset having that one-run lead as we play here in the top of the fourth, and that's Featherstone. Featherstone, after a single, misplayed the baseball, and it rolled all the way to the wall behind him, allowing Ryan to get all the way around to third and then score a few pitches later on a pass ball of Burgess. This one hit in the air to right field. Ham going over, and it's
Somerset's a fine baseball team. Don't you think they're not? I mean, they're leading Tates Creek right now here in the fourth inning, 2-1. This is a good baseball team, Somerset. Briar Jumpers.
And I want to remind everybody, we talked about this off air before the game, but the 12th region has had a lot of success over the last 10 years. West Jasmine won it all. Mercer County's been to the championship game. And you see teams like Somerset making it here, and they can make some noise.
Yep. Well, the 11th region in the last 5 years, until I believe the second year Scott County made the state tournament last year, had lost the opening round game, I think, out of the previous 8 years, 7 times.
Yeah, and after early on when they moved it to Whitaker Park, or where the Legends play, a lot of success by the 11th region winning state titles. I mean, I'm going to go back here and tell you all these state champions in the early 2000s, and you won't believe this. Okay, in 2003, Dunbar won a state championship. 2004, Lafayette got to the state championship.
Right.
Chaz Rowe couldn't throw, so they lost. 2005, LCA won the state championship with Gary Kruger and company. Fly ball to right side. Let's see if he can get to that in foul territory.
AC over there.
What
nice
a grab. 2006, Lexington Catholic. 2007, Dunbar won the state championship. 2008, let me go back here. I'll think about that one.
I'm not sure. 2009, it was Central Hardin in that.
Yes. And 2010, it was Harrison County, another Central Kentucky team.
That 2007 Dunbar team, I remember going to that. That was the first championship game that I went to. Thomas Royce was the pitcher for Dunbar. Yeah.
University of Louisville, yeah.
And oh, by the way, 2012.
Woodford County.
2015, I know it's not a 11th region team, but 2015, West Jasmine won it all.
It's a ground ball second. Over to AC, and Burgess is retired.
And the first 1-2-3 inning of the ball game recorded by Cade Grundy. So 3 up and 3 down. We go to the 5th. Gary Ball back on the call with the 5th inning on the Mingua Beef Jerky High School Baseball Game of the Week.
I wanted to get back on the basketball court.
I want to get back to the ref I used to be.
I want to get back to gardening.
I want to get back to playing with my band.
Only one team is qualified to get patients back to living their lives. Bluegrass Orthopedics has physician experts to assist in your recovery, whether it's an injury or chronic condition. Bluegrass Orthopedics provides convenient, specialized, and comprehensive care for your unique life.
back here at the Kentucky Proud Ballpark, home of the University of Kentucky Wildcats. Gary Ball, Darren Douglas, and
Stone, actually.
We got a new pitcher in for the Commodores, and is that the Grant Stone, number 2?
Sure it is.
2.07 ERA. He's pitched in 23 2/3 innings, given up 17 hits, 8 runs, 7 of those earned runs, walked 10, struck out 31, has a record of 0-1, 2.07 ERA. Grant Stone, Somerset leading 2-1 here. And Darren, you got another half inning to work here, buddy. We got it's bottom of the 4th.
It was one of those situations where I got so caught up in what was going on. But it will be Somerset batting here in the bottom half of the 4th inning. It'll be Alex Ham, Dylan Burton, and Cole Reynolds for the jumpers. Ham ran the right fielder Stone into the right field.
Blaine Dean has moved over to first, of course.
And Crook has moved to second, where he normally plays.
Yep.
Which means we have a new right fielder, because Stone is in pitching right now. See if I'll catch the first. His hand fouls that one back. So Stone is on the mound now, and out in right field is number 4 for Somerset, or for Tates Creek.
Okay, we'll find out.
I got it right here.
Okay.
That is Griffin Prince out in right field. Pitch is down low. Evens the count, a ball and a strike to Ham. Ham gave a jolt to one that took Stone into the wall back in right field, but the right fielder, now pitcher, made the catch. This one hit up and back here, and will be just hits the wire.
Hit the cable,
yeah. Holding the backstop up. You know, as I look here, we see the screen here in front of us where it normally is, but it goes all the way down past the chair back seats on both sides of Kentucky Proud Park. Foul tip into the mitt as Burgess holds on, and there's out number 1.
So Stone gets his first strikeout of the first batter. He faces Ham. That brings up the next batter, Dylan Burton, the designated hitter.
Burton struck out swinging, leading off the 2nd inning. We're in the bottom of the 4th. Somerset leads by a score of 2-1. They only have 2 hits, but they made them count. First pitch
look
strike.
at the lights here at this new ballpark. New kind of lighting there.
Yeah, they've got those LED lights that are angled actually straight down, where they're not blinding people. This is a swing and a miss, a change up. Stone ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. 5'9", 140-pound sophomore for the Commodores. Pitch is outside.
Somerset leads 2-1 here in the bottom of the 4th with 1 out. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Burton, the number 6 hitter.
The 1-2 just in the dirt, 2-2. Cole Reynolds on deck for Somerset. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts to begin his night of work.
So he gets the 5 and 6 hole hitters, Ham and Burton. Now Cole Reynolds, the shortstop, up, and if he strikes him out, he would have struck out the sides here in the 4th inning for the Commodores.
Stone looks like he could fit probably 2 more players in those pants he's got on. They're so baggy on him. He's so small. But look at that. He's got a really live arm, doesn't he?
He does have a live arm for a small fella.
Another small fella that had a live arm. What's his name? It was Pedro Martinez. Didn't Pedro come up as like a 148-pounder to the major leagues with the Expos? And over, what, a 20-year career, didn't gain but 10 more pounds the whole year. Ball and strike. Strike.
The 12 will be coming at you. 2 outs here. Bottom of the fourth. With
Tell you what, I like the changeup that Stone has implemented along with this fastball he's got.
Yeah.
Here comes the 1-2. Fastball strikes out the side. This one looking.
Wow. Rung him up.
Impressive for the sophomore. Not only can he play defense in the outfield, but look here, I can hurl it on the mound too. Straight up, 3 down. And we go to the 5th now with Gary Ball coming back here to Kentucky Proud Park for the Mingua Beef Jerky High School Game of the Week.
I work really hard, but I'm struggling to pay my bills on time. I've gotten pretty far behind, and I don't know what to do.
Is this happening to you? We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode.
Bankruptcy could be your best solution.
We're here to give you a fresh financial start.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free in Lexington and now in Somerset.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
There are 50 Whitaker Bank locations serving Kentucky communities just like mine.
61 Whitaker Bank ATMs throughout Kentucky make getting quick access to cash easy.
Whitaker Bank staff serves the needs of nearly 70,000 Kentucky customers every day.
We share your passion, Kentucky. Love the bank that loves you back. Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
We got a 1-run game as we head to the 5th. Here's Gary.
That pitch is outside as Grundy falls down out on the pitching mound here and regains his composure. 1 ball, no strikes to Blaine Deaton, Eli Tenza, Chandler Workman batting 3, 4, and 5 here in the 5th inning with Somerset on top of Tates Creek. 2-1 the Briar Jumpers. Somerset, the home of Bobby Cranfield. Here's the pitch. Foul back to the screen. 1 ball, 1 strike. Deaton started out as the pitcher. He's now down at first base, Darren.
Yep.
Eli Tenza on deck here in the top half of the 5th inning. 2-1 Somerset leading Creek. There's a pitch by Grundy, and I just missed outside.
Tenza probably made the defensive play of the game at the beginning of this one when he dove off to his right and threw out Grundy.
Deaton fouls it off the third base side, well out of play. People giving chase out there up on the hill.
All the boys go out there, all the kids go out there and run down the grassy knolls out there to get it.
We've got a good crowd in here tonight.
That's a really nice crowd. It's kind of subdued. Not as big a crowd of Tates Creek students or as vocal a crowd as we had on Wednesday night in here, though.
Grundy, and that pitch is high and tight to Blaine Deaton.
Saturday night, yeah. Saturday night. They've already graduated.
Yep. Douglas has got graduation Monday morning, I believe. Ball 4. So he walks Deaton on a 3-2 pitch. Blaine goes down to first, and he will run because he's an outstanding base runner. Deaton is.
Covers a lot of ground, too, with that long stride of his.
Eli Tenza at the plate now. Crook scored the only run of this game for Tates Creek, and you look at Somerset. Zaragoza scored in the second, and Ryan scored in the second. They lead 2-1 here in the 5th. In the 3rd, that was. Swing and a miss. Tenza couldn't catch up to that pitch.
Yeah, he tried to knock the cover off.
Tried to golf it.
Yeah, with that baseball. And
Blaine Deaton reached first on a base on balls. He goes back to the bag there now and been held on there by Dakota Acey. You like that name, don't you?
Yeah, I love that name.
Somerset leading, and there's a Grundy pitch. Just missed outside. 1 ball, 1 strike to Tenza. Chandler Workman on deck for the Tates Creek Commodores out of Lexington, Kentucky. 11th region team against the 12th region. And that's going to be a strike on the outside corner. As William said, William Warfield, the king of string, 12th region has enjoyed a lot of success against the 11th region.
They've just had enjoyed success in the state tournament.
Yeah.
11th region has struggled at times.
Ball gets away from the catcher, and Blaine Dean goes down to second. And he'll go into second, round second, but
with the wild pitch. Yep.
So base hit now will tie this up. Tenza hit 2 balls and 2 strikes. Workman on deck here in the top of the 5th inning.
The winner of this game will get Pleasure Ridge Park, a 9-8 winner in 8 innings over Taylor County.
9-8. What a great ball game, and win extras. That's what happened here earlier today. Beechwood went extra innings to defeat a very good Montgomery team, 4-3. Went 8 innings.
We had a 14-1 game in the semi-state number 1. McCracken County over Hoptown 14-1. So the Mustangs move on. They'll take on Rowan County at 5:30 on June the 6th. How about this game? This was a dandy at Morehead State University. The Bulldogs of Hazard over Corbin, 2-1 in 10 innings.
Strike 3. He strikes out Tenza, looking for the first out. The runner out at second.
So
PRP a 9-8 winner. Yeah. Round County beat Lawrence 5-0.
So three extra inning games.
I had
so far.
Somebody text me, want to know if we were doing Hazard and Corbin. Kind of tough since we're here at Kentucky Proud
I
Ballpark.
Wish we were. Yeah. 10 innings in that ball game.
At least people want us to do it, right?
Yeah.
So
split us up and we all have some fun with that, wouldn't we?
Swing and a miss.
Wow.
He tried to check it.
That was probably the best changeup of the night from Grundy.
Beechwood beat Montgomery County, as we said, 4-3 in 8 innings. Breckenridge County beat South Warren 7-3. McCracken over Hopkinsville 14-1. Did you say Trinity beat North Oldham?
No, it's still going.
Oh, okay.
Nice stop by
Staten.
I was going to say just by the jumper catcher, because he had really got out there cat quick and extended himself to knock that thing down.
1 out, 1 ball, 1 strike to Workman, and it'll be a call strike on the corner. 1-2. Grant Stone on deck for the Tates Creek Commodores. Base hit would probably, with the running of Blaine Deaton, tie this game up because he can flat run like a gazelle. And that's going to be a strike on the outside corner. You rung him up. It's 2 outs. If they're going to do it, Darren, they're going to have to do it with 2 outs. Need a big 2-out hit here by Grant Stone.
Quarterfinals are set for softball. We'll give you those a little bit later.
Okay, update us on that later. We're in the 5th inning. Top of the 5th. Somerset 2, Tates Creek 1. Tates Creek has the tying run out at second base. 2 outs, though. He just struck out Tenzin Workman back-to-back. Grant Stone, here's a pitch, and that's going to be a call strike. What a pitch by Grundy. Man, it seems like he can come with that pitch anytime he wants to.
Mm-hmm.
Caught the inside portion of the plate. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Deaton leading at second. Here's a Grundy pitch, and that's going to bounce up there. Good job again. He's keeping this catcher very busy back there, Chance Staten.
Yeah. But Staten doing what he does best, and that's knock the baseball down and doing a good job of helping his pitcher out.
Ball pulled down toward third. That's going to be foul.
Gotten cooler out in Central Kentucky as we feel a little bit of a.
It feels good.
Just a little bit of a breeze coming.
Supposed to be 70 and sunny on Monday. 70 and sunny. Monday and Tuesday supposed to be really nice. There's a chance of rain coming back in Wednesday and Thursday. Just in time for the state tournament. Those are night games, though. Pitches outside. The 5:30 and 8:30 games.
On the 8th, we got a triple header on the network. Got that softball game, and then we got 2 baseball games.
On the 5th, Beechwood will take on Breckenridge County. PRP will play at 8:30 against a team to be determined. And ball bounces away, and Blaine Deaton going down the 3rd. And they're just going to look at the catcher's going to get out of there. And so that's Wednesday the 5th. Beechwood Breckenridge PRP plays. And Rowan County will play McCracken County at 5:30. Hazard will take on it'll be the winner of this game will take on Hazard. Is that correct?
No, the winner of
PRP. Yeah, they
the
play
winner
PRP.
Of this game will play PRP.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Okay.
So
full
PRP
count.
back in the state tournament.
Ball pulled towards short. Shortstop sets and fires off the mark. And he threw him off the base. He's safe, and Deaton comes in to score the tying run.
Well, he also took forever to get rid of the baseball. And give Workman credit. He hustled down the first baseline.
Deaton came in to score the tying run. The head coach of Somerset out there to talk to the umpire.
And they give an error on the shortstop on the throw.
They're going to talk about it. Coach of Somerset still pleading his case. Coach Grundy.
They're going to get together again. I think it was a good call from where we stood. It looked like he had beaten the throw.
From where we are, it certainly looked like a good call, but we're not down there right on top of it. And they're going to rule that he was safe. Yep. They had a conference, and so it's 2-2 now. Tates Creek and Somerset. Tates Creek gets the run. Blaine Dean comes in to score on the error by the shortstop it has to be an error on the shortstop because he drew the first baseman off the
bag.
base.
And no RBI for Workman, and now we have Taylor running for the pitcher, Stone, at first base.
Mason Gentry struck out in the 2nd, struck out in the 3rd, 0 for 2. Strikeout victim. So far, he struck out Tenzin Workman. Cade Grundy, the sophomore. If there's going to be a better pitcher in the state, by the time his kid's done, I'd like to see him. Only a sophomore.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of a young Clint Holland.
There might be one that we saw back on Tuesday night over at Scott County. A young man from Madison Southern, Cruz Newman.
Yeah, boy, he could throw it.
He was pure unadulterated gas.
He's bringing it about 90, wasn't he?
And the madder he got, it seemed like the harder he threw.
2 runs, 7 hits for Creek. 2 runs, 2 hits for Somerset. Here's a throw down to 2nd, and they tag him safe. Shortstop dropped the ball. That's Taylor running into Darren.
Yep, good call by Brent Bradley right on top of it as the ball came free from the shortstop.
Trenton Taylor with the stolen base. He's at 2nd, the go-ahead run. Pitch is going to miss outside. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Top of the 5th inning.
And what was a Chavez Ravine crowd has gotten louder all of a sudden, gotten into the game with a 2-2 score.
Here comes the Somerset coach out there.
We've got somebody in the Somerset bullpen down, but they're sitting down in the Somerset pen, not throwing right now.
You know what he's asking, Grundy?
Are you okay?
Can you still go? You got anything left? Anything in the tank? And he told whatever he told his coach, and we're thinking his father. That's his dad, I guess.
I believe so. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not 100% on that either, but what he told him was going to get him back to the dugout.
A good guess, maybe. Got a pitcher in the bullpen.
We'll go next
can't
door
tell who it
at the
is.
first opportunity. I'll go next door and ask the Somerset radio guys. I'm sure Grundy's related to the head coach.
Semi-State has had a ton of coverage for baseball and softball.
Yeah. So
I was over doing one game. We had the Bull County station. We had the Clay County station. We had the station from Wolfe County. And a ton
Grundy.
of coverage here.
Fastball misses high and outside. 3-1. 2 outs. Dylan Crook on deck. First base is open for Grundy. Cade rocks and fires. Ball 4. So Gentry gets a base on balls, and that brings up Dylan Crook. Strikeout victim in the 3rd. Scored a run back in the 2nd. Bradley Featherston on deck.
3rd walk of the night for Grundy to go along with those 7 strikeouts.
Grundy runners at 1st and 2nd. 2 outs. Pitch, and that's going to be a call strike. Good breaking ball that time by Cade Grundy.
Yes, it was. Whoever the young man is, he's not got his back turned to me, so I can't tell his number. He's doing a little equipment repair in the bullpen. Now he walks back towards the coach in the pen.
That pitch just missed. Draws a lot of oohs and ahs from the Somerset crowd. Got about 500 umpires down the left field line, Somerset folks.
Still
1 ball,
can't-
1 strike. Foul back to the screen. 1
Still
ball, 2
can't pick
strikes.
up the young man's number down there in the bullpen for the Jumpers, but whoever it is, he's ready to go when if needed.
William Warfield, the King of Stream, making it look good and sound good here at Kentucky Proud Ballpark. 2-2 ball game. Great game. Pitch hit out towards short, and he's going to run to the bag and touch it himself. Good job there by the shortstop Reynolds to retire Dylan Crook. 6 unassisted for the 3rd out. 1 run in for, we're tied at 2. 2 runs, 7 hits for Creek. 2 runs, 2 hits. Somerset coming to bat in the bottom of the 5th inning. 2-2 ball game on Mingua Beef Jerky, game of the week.
All right.
I checked with the Somerset radio crew in the booth next to us, and Cade Grundy is indeed the son of the coach of Somerset.
So our assumption was not in vain.
It was correct.
Even a blind squirrel finds an acorn every so
we
often.
kind of figured. I mean, there can't be too many Grundys in Somerset.
You would think so, but just as soon as we say that, they're uncle and nephew.
Dakota AC, Pancho Zaragoza, and then Cade Grundy here in the bottom of the 5th. 2-2 ball game. Pitch is going to be a ball a little bit low from Grant Stone. Came in the last inning and struck out the sides, Darren.
Yep. Pretty fair for a guy 5 foot.
Nothing.
At least in 5'9", 140 pounds.
Yeah, that's generous. The 5'9" part. Call strike.
I love watching Pancho Diaz call the strike. He's got a left-handed hitter. He points down at his third base coach or the third base umpire, which is Chris Minner in this case.
Pitches outside.
But he's still not as loud and as vocal as Dutch rendered. Everybody in the ballpark, I don't care how high your seat was up, you could hear it, whether it was strike one or strike two. Or
swing and a miss.
And Renner went every bit of 5'6", 5'7".
AC couldn't catch up to that fastball. 2 balls, 2 strikes here in the bottom of the 5th. 2-2 ball game. Tates Creek and Somerset. Ball hit and good stop by the pitcher, Stone. Not only can he catch great fly balls in the outfield, he can knock it down at the pitching mound too in his circle there. Good job, 1 out as he throws to first base to retire Dakota AC.
You'd ask Stone after the game. He said, how'd you stop the ball? He said, well, it actually found me. Got a piece of his thigh, his left thigh.
Pancho Zaragoza. And that pitch is going to miss outside to Zaragoza. Cade Grundy, the son of the head coach of Somerset, on deck.
And Donchez Martin. Ground ball chopped. Tell you what, we've had 2 really good played games, 2 really highly contested games here. I think let's give the umpiring crews, because they've had some bang calls on both sides here.
1-1 pitch, and that's going to be ball low.
Got some shout outs, fellas. We got, of course, Gary Durbin is tuning in over there while the Legends are playing.
He is always listening to us.
Mike Webster's watching. He says he's just coming back from the Murrayfield Memorial Golf Tournament. He's watching. And also somebody that goes by Swamp Donkey on YouTube is also watching.
Oh, boy.
I don't want to touch that one.
That scares me.
Swamp Donkey.
That scares me.
Yep. Thanks for watching, folks, and we appreciate your letting us know.
Swamp
There's a hit
Donkey.
as he's hit in the back, as Zaragoza will go down to first now as he's plunked in the back by the pitch. And that'll bring up Cade Grundy.
Folks, that's not an easy thing to do, to take a pitch, whether it be on your back, your elbow, or whatever. I got to give Taylor Salee, a player for Whitford County softball, she had hit 15 times this year in her junior year. I just pointed out she was probably leading everybody in the state, and doggone, she didn't get hit with the next pitch.
Call strike to Grundy at the dish. 1 out. No balls, 1 strike. Zaragoza getting the lead out at first base. Held on by Stone. Pitch, and that's going to be a call strike.
Pitch.
On the outside corner to Grundy.
Yeah, I'm sitting over here looking over William's shoulder at this picture that we have that we're sending out to our viewers out there. That is an absolutely gorgeous.
That's like a major league
picture, man. I'm telling you.
Major league ballpark, because it is Kentucky proud. Ball outside, throw down to the outfield, gets through, and coming to third on the throw goes to center field. Here's the throw in from over there, and going to third base is Zaragoza. He stole second. The errant throw allowed him to go to third. And now, if you're Cade Grundy, you can help your cause at the dish. That's the go-ahead rundown. This game very much earmarked a little bit like that Beechwood game earlier with Montgomery County.
And we've evidently had a couple other games across the state and the semi-states the same way. We had another 8th-inning game, or a couple 8-inning games down in the western half of the state. We have a 10-inning game up in Moorhead this afternoon. This is the way high school or baseball should be played when you get this deep in the tournament.
Swing and a miss. Held on by the catcher. So Grundy strikes out.
For the second time tonight. He didn't strike out much this year.
That brings up Cam Ryan, second baseman. He'll try to deliver a big 2-out hit here, 2-2 ball game here in the 5th inning.
Grundy had only struck out 15 times coming into tonight's game.
Ball bounces up there, and I tell you, if you're Tates Creek, you want Burgess to be very careful back there behind the dish.
Yeah.
Yep. This board lights up well, doesn't it? It's like a Christmas tree, green and red.
I see the bright red there.
A little bit of blue up here at the top.
Yep. Our levels. There's this call strike.
To Cam Ryan, who just missed a 2-run home run back in the 3rd inning that caused a whole bunch of controversy.
Here's the pitch. Hit down third and caught on a flare by the third baseman, Gentry, for the third out.
The thing looked like it was knuckling at Gentry just by the way he reacted as it got closer to him.
No runs, no hits, no errors. After 5, it's Tates Creek 2, Somerset 2 at Kentucky Proud Park, the Mingua Beef Jerky. High school baseball game of the week.
That familiar sound of rubber and wood floor. The feel of the ball passing between hands and air. The squeaking of the sneakers. And the moment of silent breath, thankfully followed by the whipping of net. And the reward after. This is a moment to remember. This is a Mingua moment.
Jonathan Phipps in on the mound for Somerset. Threw in 49 2/3 innings, giving up 47 hits, 31 runs, 23 earned, 29 walks, struck out 54, 4-1 record, 3.24 ERA for Somerset. Jonathan Phipps on the mound with the 6-inning action, top of the 6th. And all the play-by-play, here's Darren Douglas.
Phipps not much bigger than Stone, the right-hander going right now for Tates Creek. Phipps 6 foot, 145 pounds, and a sophomore. I hadn't seen 145 pounds in about 35 years. Want to remind everybody that the state baseball tournament gets underway June the 5th. Across town at Whitaker Bank Ballpark, home of the Lexington Legends. And one of these teams trying to get there to take on the Panthers of Pleasure Ridge Park, who just seem to keep winning.
Yeah.
Minus their late coach, Bill Miller.
He went into the KHSA Hall of Fame last year, right before he passed. And
it was a sudden passing,
he left
too.
an emotional message on the to the Hall of Fame. There wasn't a dry eye in that house at the
classy guy too,
Hall
real
of
classy.
Fame last year. It wasn't this past. It was April a year ago.
A 1-ball, 1-strike count to
Bill Miller won
Featherston.
what, 6 or 7 state titles?
I think so. It was one of 2 coaches to win over I think he's won over 1,000 games in his career. The other one is Mac Whitaker.
Still going strong at Harrison.
Who's retired about 3 times over the last 5 years.
Had another 30-win season over there at Harrison County.
30-9, and got knocked off in the 10th region by, I believe, Campbell County. Got him pitch off the inner half of the plate, 3-2.
Yeah, I think it was Campbell County, and then Montgomery County just thrashed them. I think 11-0 or
something
12-0,
yeah.
12-1, something like that.
Sometimes you run out of pitching when you get in tournaments like that. Strike 3 call.
So the number 9 hole hitter, Featherston.
Yeah, I'm on the I flipped my book over twice a while ago. Strikeouts.
Noah Blythe now the top of the order.
He is 1 for 3, a strikeout, a single, and a pop-up into foul territory to AC at first. Nice bunt by Blythe, stretch by AC, and his foot just came off the bag, and a nice play by AC as he stretched and came up with the short hop throw from his third baseman.
I'm going to give Blythe a hit on that.
Yeah, that's an infield hit.
Yeah.
They did on the screen already.
All right.
That's the thing about Blythe. Came up and hit one over in Georgetown about 295 feet.
More than
The
that.
next time up, he came up and dropped the bunt down and went maybe 16 feet.
That bomb was about 350 feet out to left center.
As far as his was hit in the second game that night, Austin Blake of Lafayette hit one I think might still be going.
Yeah, they're still looking for that ball there in Scott County.
The 8th hit of the night for the Commodores, but we are tied up at 2. 2 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors for the Commodores. 2 runs, 2 hits, and an error for Somerset.
That's what it looks like on YouTube.
Yeah, looks great.
One out in the bottom of the top half of the 6th inning, I should say. The pitch is high, 2-0 now.
8 hits
to
for
Burgess.
8 hits for the Commodores. 2 runs, 8 hits, 2 errors, and 2 runs, 2 hits, 1 error for Somerset.
The 2-0 coming. Swung on, ground ball short. To second for 1. On to first, double play, inning over.
That was a well-turned double play out there in the middle of the field for the 4-6-3, I believe it was. There, and then the second baseman flipped that to the short.
6-4 to 3.
6-4-3.
Yep.
Stand corrected.
He faces the minimum, does Phipps, in the top of the 6th. We move to the bottom of the 6th. Still tied at 2 on the Mingua Beef Jerky Baseball Game of the Week.
Did you know, in addition to education assistance, UPS now provides housing for qualified employees? Through the UPS Kentucky Living Options and Opportunities Path, also known as UPS Kentucky Loop, you can work part-time in Louisville, go to school at Jefferson Community and Technical College, and receive housing for up to 2 years. Earn a degree or learn a trade. It's up to you. Loop benefits are available to those who live outside the Louisville metro area, whether you're just starting college or going back to school. It's time to get in the loop. For more information, visit upsjobs.com. That's upsjobs.com.
Well, back here for the 6th inning.
Bottom of the 6th, yeah. I was sitting back there getting ready to get a trivia question here. Swung on and missed by Staten, the catcher for Somerset. A nice 6-4-3 double play turned in by the Briar Jumpers.
That's Gavin Stevens.
Yeah. Ground ball to the second baseman. That is Crook in his more normal second base position. Did a pretty good job at first base while Deaton was on the mound. And the third baseman retired. Now it's Chance Staten, the catcher. He and Stevens kind of got similar builds, though, and if those dark numbers, kind of tough to see them from even as close as we are here right now. Got to be a Nike uniform.
Lights really illuminating this Kentucky Proud ballpark.
I tell you what,
beautiful field.
The university is got. I mean, I know they are proud of what they've done to their athletic facilities, but my goodness, this baseball field is something else. A 2-hopper to Tenza, it's short, and there's 2 gone in the inning. Brings up Alex Ham, who's 0 for 2. A fly ball to right that chased Stone back to the fence in straightaway right field, and then he struck out swinging when Stone came out on the mound for his first inning of work in the 4th when Stone struck out 3 batters he faced. Pitch is high to Ham. 1 ball and no strikes. Somebody just texted me and asked me if I'd forgotten about the trivia question. I said, or the softball matchups, and I said no. Pop up into foul territory and an easy 1-2-3 inning. for Stone.
We'll get to those softball here in just a second, to the softball scores, but right now I want to give a shout out to some of our sponsors here on the network. Definitely want to give a shout out to Kentucky Orthodontics and Invisalign. Remember that $1,500 special. If just mention PrepSpin, they'll give that to you off your total as long as you get Invisalign or braces over at Doctors Durbin, Morris, and Garner at the Kentucky Orthodontics and Invisalign. I want to thank Bluegrass Orthopedics for all their support here on the network. Andrew Carlson, his great staff, and Bluegrass Orthopedics, proud partner of PrepSpin. Also want to thank the Scholastic Ball Report, of course, Gary Ball, getting ready to start the show back up here pretty soon.
In August, right?
Yeah, in August.
Not too far away. And then also want to thank Roberts Insurance, Rafferty's.
Whitaker Bank?
Whitaker Bank, absolutely. Whitaker Bank, want to thank them. And who am I forgetting here? John Sims, I want to thank him.
UPS Loop.
Yeah, UPS Loop, UPS Kentucky Loop, UPSjobs.com, all of that.
Sutherland Chevrolet.
Yep, Sutherland Chevrolet over there in Nicholasville, my neck of the woods.
Yeah.
And
You're a Nicholasville guy, and Darren's a for sales guy, and I'm a Lexington guy.
That's right.
By way of Florence, y'all.
I've lived in Lexington for 20 years.
Well, I know, but I just said you early when you were in Lexington and moved to Florence, right? And back to Lexington, correct?
I saw the error in my ways.
I give my Georgetown College partner, Jason Griefer, a hard time. He is from up in that area, and I call him a concrete monkey because he doesn't know about Barberville and y'all being more than one as Ewans.
Blaine Deaton leads off, and a call strike
And
from
guess what? We're in the top of the seventh, Gary.
Jonathan Phipps here in the seventh inning. Relief for Grundy, and ball hit out towards second. Fielded and thrown over to first, one out.
Give you a couple of matchups real quick while we're waiting on Tenza to get into the box. Game number one on June the 7th at John Crop Stadium, just past center field. As we look at it from here, it'll be Mayle against Boyle County. The number one ranked team, 38-0, the Mayle Bulldogs in the softball.
Tenza digs in. Phipps pitch. Be a call strike.
Breaking pitch. Game number two on the same day will be Madisonville North Hopkins against Clay County, who was a 1-0 winner today over in Berea.
That's all it takes, one run. Strike two. Breaking pitch again. Tenza behind, 0-2.
They won 3-0. Ashland Blazer knocked off Johnson Central. They'll meet Warren East, the number 2 ranked team in the softball rankings. A 10-1 winner over Davis County.
Ball hit out toward left field, hit well. Left fielder going back, and it's up against the wall. Going to second and to third. Here comes the throw. Safe into third. Tenza with a triple to left field.
And he hit that one a ton.
So that represents the go-ahead run for the Commodores here in the top of the 7th inning. Tenza rope one to left, and I want to tell you, left fielder, he had no shot at that one.
No, sir.
Zaragoza out there in left field.
And Tenza showing his wheels, too. Because he was at second base by the time Zaragoza picked that baseball up on the warning track in deep left center field.
There's a meeting at the mound.
A quick meeting.
Larry Pointer went out, told the umpire something, and heads back to the dugout for Creek.
Then the last game of the softball quarterfinals, Central Hardin against Pendleton County. So you're up to date on those.
So it'll be Workman at the dish, one out. Tenza just tripled to left field. Workman trying to give Tates Creek the lead back here in the top of the 7th, 2-2 ball game. That's the 9th hit of the game for the Commodores. Ball outside. Good block by Staten. Grant Stone, who's now the pitcher, is on deck. One out, Infield is pulled in to knock down that run at the plate at third base. Throw down to third and safe down there, plenty of time. Tenza runs well, doesn't he, Darren?
That's what I said. I mean, he was flying around the bases and got into a head first slide at third. Not the P. Rose head first slide, that more that Ricky Henderson slide.
Ball chopped off the plate in the dugout of Somerset.
Where you're going down as you're running.
Yep.
Rose used to launch himself.
Yeah.
Literally. And come down, and everybody thought he came down in his chest. He always came down in those massive forearms he had.
Ask Bob Fosse.
No, that wasn't a slide. He was going to slide, and then Fosse was up the line about 20 feet. And
call strike on the outside corner.
You know,
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out.
The only guy that doesn't blame Pete Rose for that injury that hurt Bob Fosse, Ray Fosse.
Ray Fosse.
Yeah, Bob Fosse wrote all that jazz. You got to remember that one now.
It was Fosse.
Yeah. Probably Ray Fosse's dad.
Pulled down to third. Third baseman bobbles it. Looks runner back. Goes over to first.
Play.
Good play down there. Nice play by third baseman Stevens down there at third.
He almost caught Tenza leaning, too. Tenza was trying to distract him a little bit, gave him a little bluff like he was going to go home, and Tenza almost took himself off the base where he could have been tagged out.
Isn't this poetic? The pitcher coming in, who's pitching now in relief for Blaine Deaton, possibly can knock in the go-ahead run for Creek.
Yeah. All 140 pounds of him.
If that. Stone.
He wears the proper number. Yeah, that Somerset better be careful for the bunt with Stone.
Yeah, because their third baseman's way back.
Stevens is playing about 8 steps behind the bag at third.
First baseman's deep, too.
Yep. Could be a safety squeeze more than anything.
2 outs, and that's going to be a just missed outside.
Ooh, Somerset fans wanted that, and that looked pretty good from up here.
Good crowd in here. It was a good crowd earlier for Montgomery and Beechwood. 4-3 victory for the Tigers as they go to 38-1 on the season.
In 8 innings.
8-inning affair. Ball outside.
4 of the 7 games that have been completed so far, or 4 of the 6, have gone extra innings.
Phipps having trouble finding the plate here against Grant Stone, his counterpart,
Yep.
pitcher for Creek, with Mason Gentry on deck. 3-0. Call strike on the outside corner, 3-1.
You know that kind of half-hearted trivia question I gave you last week? Kentucky had only 2 players, or Kentucky's the state that has 2 players involved in the only player dying on the baseball field in a major league game.
Ball 4.
And you know how it is when you have a friend who's an attorney and a litigator, they'll remind you of stuff all the time.
Yeah.
My buddy Kevin just texted me from Texas and said, you were going to look up the names of the 2 guys and tell everybody this week. You've forgotten to do that till now. And I have it.
Okay.
Raymond Johnson Chapman was the gentleman that was killed by a guy that lived 100 miles down the road in the state of Kentucky. Carl Mays was his name. Hit him in the head with a pitch.
That was 100 years ago, right? I was supposed to know that?
No, I didn't. That wasn't a trivia question I was going to give you.
Okay.
I'm going to give you a soft-tossed one.
Here's Gentry with 2
Taylor
outs.
running at first, 2 for Stone.
Ball, good stop back there by Staten again.
I tell you what, he has been very active back there.
If he doesn't catch that ball, that's a run. Because this kid down at third, Tenza, he can flat run, and he's at home if that gets past him.
Well, and they have been caught very well to get a read off the ball in the dirt.
Yep. 2-2 is your score. 2 outs here in the 7th. The runner's at the corner, and that's going to be a call strike 1 to Gentry.
Gentry has
struck out twice.
Yeah, and he walked his last time up.
Yep. 0 for 2. One ball, 1 strike with 2 outs. Commodores batting here in the 7th. And the pitch, ball hit out toward right field. Gets way up in the air out there and running into the wall and can't catch it as the right fielder.
Yeah, you got to navigate down both lines if you're a right fielder or a left fielder. If you go towards the line and come in about halfway down the line from the infield cutout, because you have that jutted out part of the wall there, and it's not padded. That is straight concrete, I believe.
That's Ham out there in right, isn't it?
Yep. He's 6'3", 200, so.
Big kid. Taylor offering the ball hit out toward right center field. Right fielder going back, and it drops in. Here comes both runs. Taylor comes in to score, and it's 4-2. I think they lost the ball.
I think they did too. They lost it in the lights. And Taylor was off and running with the pitch.
Tenza was, as soon as it was hit, he scored. And then Taylor came around to score. And it's 4-2 Tates Creek. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning on a big hit by Gentry.
Yeah, Matt Bolin, the center fielder, immediately was going to right center field. His hands went up to tell the right fielder, Ham, I can't find it. Ham got over to right center field immediately. When I thought he was camped under it, he threw his hands up saying, I can't find it.
No high school team has ever played under these kind of lights, I can tell you that.
Well, Creek did just on Wednesday.
I'm talking about before this.
Right. But Creek has had the one game here where Somerset, this is their first trip in here, so. But that thing was hit a mile in the air, too, by Gentry.
So he played it Tenza and Taylor. 4-2.
And he gets a double because nobody got a.
That's right, a 2 RBI double. And we've got a runner out there at second base
for Gentry.
For Gentry. That's number 22. So.
I got it right here. 22 is Hayden Dunham, a freshman, 6'3", 190.
And we got a pinch hitter, 30 for
the Commodores. That is Antonio Chambers, a senior for Coach Larry Pointer.
Antonio Chambers. Dunham out at second. Phipps wind to pitch, and that's going to be a ball outside. Tates Creek. Gentry lofted one to right center field. It was misplayed out there by the right fielder or center fielder. Nobody could find the ball. 2 runs came in to score. Ball hit out toward left field, hit a ton, and going back over the head of the left fielder. Coming in, Dunham to score the 5th run. And Chambers goes into second with a double. It's 5-2. Tates Creek. They are up for 3 runs here in the 7th, much like they did against Lafayette with 5 runs in the 6th, Darren.
Yep. Back-to-back doubles off the bats of the Commodores.
Bradley Featherston. 3 runs in. 5-2 Creek on top.
And all this has come with 2 outs, Gary.
Yep. Noah Blythe on deck.
Matter of fact, all 3 runs have scored with 2 outs. It took a 2-out double off the bat of Gentry to plate the first 2 runs of the inning.
Ball hit out toward right field. That's going to be trouble. Second baseman dropped the ball, and coming in to score, it's 6-2. Chambers. Antonio Chambers.
They give a hit on that? They did, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
Wow.
So that'll be an RBI. 4 runs in. 6-2. Tates Creek breaks these games open late, don't they?
Well, they just keep hitting the baseball and making you make plays defensively.
Ball hit back. Pitcher can't field it. Gets away from him, and it'd be safe at first is Noah Blythe.
That took a funny hop on Phipps when it hit the dirt. After coming up off of the turf in front of him. It took a hop again, and the wheels are falling off right now for Somerset.
Blythe. And there's Colin Burgess. And if you say a player's due, I think about Burgess, you're right. Going to Wichita State along with his teammate, Connor Lewis. Having trouble seeing there, Darren?
No, I was just counting something up, but the Commodores.
12 hits. Runners at the corners. Phipps calls strike to Colin Burgess. On deck is Blaine Deaton.
See, that's the thing about teams that put the ball in play. And Tates Creek has just put the bat on the ball and put it in play and made Somerset make some plays, and they've been unable to do that.
1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here.
And teams that can just put the ball in play and run the bases aggressively, eventually it wears on a team mentally, defensively, and they'll make mistakes like Somerset's done this inning.
Ball low, 2 balls and 1 strike to Colin Burgess. Blaine Deaton on deck, 2 outs, runners at the corners. 4 runs in for Creek. This was 2-2 going into this top of the 7th. 4 runs by Tates Creek. They lead 6-2. 6 runs, 12 hits for the Commodores. 2 runs, just 2 hits for Somerset. Phipps, ball fouled out of play. First base side. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Did you get a lottery ticket tonight, Darren?
No, sir. Did you?
Pitch and ball 3, and going down to second is Blythe. No throw.
Yeah, no. There will be no steal of second because AC was playing behind him anyway.
So runners at second and third. Ball pulled down toward third, backhanded, fired over the infield, and good dig out there by the first baseman. Another good play by Stevens, 5-3, and that's the inning. Burgess grounds out.
And then on the back end of it by AC, and I'm partial to left-handed first baseman that can make plays like that.
There were 2 men left on, 4 runs on, I believe, 4 base hits in that inning. So we go to the bottom of the 7th. Tates Creek 6, Somerset 2, here on the Mingua Beef Jerky Game of the Week.
I work really hard, but I'm struggling to pay my bills on time. I've gotten pretty far behind, and I don't know what to do.
Is this happening to you? We're Atkinson, Sims, and Kermode.
Bankruptcy could be your best solution.
We're here to give you a fresh financial start.
Start your bankruptcy for as little as $78 now. The consultation is free. In Lexington and now in London.
That familiar sound of rubber and wood floor. The feel of the ball passing between hands and air. The squeaking of the sneakers. And the moment of silent breath thankfully followed by the whipping of net. And the reward after. This is a moment to remember. This is a Mingua moment.
Folks, this is Gary. You hear my catchphrase, soup and a sandwich. Leading off, Dylan Burton and Cole Reynolds and Dakota AC here. 6, 7, 8 hitters here. Facing Stone. Call strike. Grant Stone in for Blaine Deaton, the right-hander. 0-1, swing and a miss. Strike 2.
Now Stone can just rear back and throw with a 4-run lead.
Yeah, 4-run cushion. Very relaxed out there, and he can just make Somerset beat him. Pop up behind home plate.
There's been a whole lot headed over to that.
For sure have.
Kenny Moore leaning out of the official scores box over there. So he came up and joined the crew over there.
CJ and Leanne.
I tell you what, I've never with state tournament 2010 with that rain delay between Harrison County and I think it was Butler in the championship game that year. And we had a rain delay, and then they came back out and they in the fifth inning stretch, and Kenny Bourne was trying to lead them in the singing of "Take Me Out to the Ball Game," and the crowd was dead, and he leans out the window and screams at everybody in the ballpark, "Hey, you all know it, sing." And then usually I'll do it. Nice pitch. Took a little bit off of that. Looked like he may have turned it over a little bit, maybe thrown a little cutter or something like that, and had to hit her out in front of it.
Cole Reynolds, the shortstop, with one out here in the bottom of the seventh. Tates Creek has broken it open a little bit with 4 runs in the top half of this inning. They lead 6-2. It was tied 2-2 going into this inning.
Going out on a limb, this Somerset club, even if they can't come back here in the bottom of this inning, they'll be heard from again in the next couple of years. They are sophomore laden.
Bob Cranfield's from Somerset, so that's good enough for me. Call, strike 2 on the outside corner. Must be a great place to live if Bob's from there. He's one of the most happy-go-lucky, friendliest guys you'll ever meet in your lifetime. That's all I'll say.
Well.
And he's from Somerset. Swing and a miss. Strikes him out. So back-to-back strikeouts. 2 outs. Somerset. They're down to Dakota AC, their first baseman.
He's 0 for 2. He struck out and grounded back to the mound.
9:23, so we're about, 2 hours and 20 minutes into this game?
2 hours and 23 minutes in, yeah.
Pitches on the outside corner, call strike 1.
This game seemed to, I looked up at the clock and I just to see how long we've been, I thought, this game's dragged on forever, but it's been a fairly quick game.
Ball hit over second and base hit off the bat of Dakota AC. He gets a single. So no quit yet. You know, it's not over till the last out there, Douglas. And
it ain't over till it's over.
It ain't over till it's over in baseball.
Famous words of Yogi Berra. There's actually 2 outs. All you need is 1 for Creek if you're Stone. We're going to give him 4. Okay. Got a pinch hitter, it looks like, for Somerset.
For Zaragoza.
Number 8 is the number.
Okay.
You got it right there.
Andrew Childers.
Yeah.
Andrew Childers.
A 5'8", 190-pound junior. Interesting roster for Somerset. They have 3 seniors, 1 junior. You're looking at him right now. The rest are sophomores and freshmen.
Ball a little bit low to Childers. Pitch hitting for Zaragoza here in the bottom of the 7th with Tates Creek leading 6-2. 6 runs, 12 hits for Creek. 2 runs, 3 hits now for Somerset. Pitch from Stone, hit out toward right field. Is it going to drop? It's a fair ball. It's going to be extra bases. Childers rounds first. Here comes a throw in, and he's in safe. We got runners at second and third. A big 2-out rally possibility going here for Somerset.
Well, Stone may have hit his limit of pitches. Larry Pointer's on his way to the mound.
Larry Pointer comes out of the Tates Creek dugout. Runners at second and third. 2 outs. And Stone, I believe, has hit the limit. There is activity out in the Creek bullpen here at Kentucky Proud Park. Love this ballpark.
And we go to the top of the order for Somerset here with 2 outs. Got a lefty down in the bullpen for Tates Creek, just in case.
14.
It's number 14 for Tates Creek. Got it right here.
You keep saying that.
That is Langston Ridgway, the junior left-hander. Another big guy, 5'9", 140 pounds. Another big one.
Where do they find him?
I don't have a clue.
So here's Cade Grundy, and struck out in the 5th and the 3rd and grounded out to short in the 1st. He is due, as they say, and he's a good hitter. Pitch, and that's going to bound up there, ball 1. You can't groove one to Cade Grundy. This will be a 6-5 game. He's got 7 home runs His 8th home run would make this a 6-5 ball game. Here in the bottom of the 7th. Runners at second and third, 2 outs. All this came with 2 outs. Childers just doubled. Pitch is fouled back behind home plate. Good cut there by Grundy.
Stone got lucky to get that baseball.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't get that particular ball back, but to get the ball back with nobody having scored because he left that one up.
Grundy near almost a 500 hitter. He's had a great season at the plate and on the mound. Pitch, and that's going to be a ball just outside. So 2 balls and 1 strike, 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the 7th, the runners at second and third for Somerset. Grundy trying to deliver a big hit here that would make it a 6-4 ball game. Pitch from Stone, a swing and a miss. Boy, was trying with 1 cut to make that a 6-5 game.
Yeah, and you, right now, if you're Grundy, you got to just put the ball in play. You got to shorten your swing here and put it in play.
Grundy, Cam Ryan on deck. Tates Creek beat Lafayette 7-1 in the regional championship. Here's the pitch. Ball fouled back to the screen. Grundy hanging in there for Somerset.
Stone left that one up again. Grundy just a little bit off of his game at the plate tonight. He's not really had any really good swings at Deaton or at Stone.
Umpires have done a great job in these 2 games today. Beechwood 4-3, and here it's 6-2 Creek in the bottom of the 7th. Runners the second and third for Grundy of Somerset. Pitch is going to be ball high. 3. It's full count. He's running full to Grundy.
And the tying run will be brought to the plate if Grundy can reach base here, whether it be driving in a run or a couple or loading the bases.
Grundy, right-handed hitter. Stone, the pitch. Ball hit back toward the pitcher. He fields it and flips over to first. Tates Creek's headed to the state tournament to play PRP in the state tournament, Pleasure Ridge Park. That'll be a tough ball game for the Commodores. They score 4 in the top of the 7th. They defeat Somerset 6-2 here at Kentucky Proud Ballpark. So congrats to the 11th region champs, the Tates Creek Commodores, 6-2 over a very good Somerset team. And Somerset loaded, they got men at second and third there in the bottom of the 7th, and the man they wanted up at the plate, Darren Douglas, he grounded back to the pitcher.
Well, and the thing is, this is only the 2nd time since 2012 that the 11th region has advanced out of the opening round of the state baseball tournament. Now think about that. As good a baseball is played in the 11th region over the course of the last umpteen years, only the 2nd time an 11th region team has gone out of the first round.
Of course, already documented in the early 2000s how the 11th region was dominating, winning state championship after state championship. But you're right, since 2010, Harrison County won it. Woodford won it in 12. It's been a dry spell for the 11th region. Tates Creek hoping they can snap that dry spell, but they got a very tough opponent, believe you me, right off the bat in PRP.
Pleasure Ridge Park's been playing with a chip on its shoulder pretty much all year for their former coach, for their late Bill Miller, and they have just really, I think, exceeded the expectations down there at PRP and really done a good job of winning games and sometimes winning them ugly.
You fellows might want to watch out for Rowan County as well.
Yeah, they've got a pitcher that's aces and.
Wouldn't it be something if you had Rowan County and PRP? I don't know what, I'm not looking at the bracket, but if they're on opposite sides of the bracket,
I think they're on opposite brackets.
Well, think about that for a second, because they both have had coaches that have passed away.
I forgot about Rowan County's coach. I forgot.
What if they meet in that championship game?
It'll be a very emotional night. It's an emotional night anyway in general.
The first game Wednesday, Beechwood will take on Breckenridge. This Tates Creek team who just won tonight over Somerset will take on PRP. And then Thursday, Rowan County will play McCracken County. That won't be a tough game or an easy out for Rowan County. McCracken County's a really good baseball team.
Good baseball team.
And then Hazard plays.
Of course, they combined 3 schools down there: Reedland, Heath, and Lone Oak.
Congratulations to the Commodores of Tates Creek. I tell you, they just keep doing it late, don't they? They got 5 runs late against Lafayette to defeat the Generals 7-1. They get 4 runs here in the 7th to defeat a good Somerset team 6-2, Darren Douglas.
Well,
this Tates Creek team, like you said, they just find ways. They're a great hitting ball club. They got 12 hits tonight to go along with those 6 runs.
Well, they had 5 hits in the first 2 innings and had nothing to show for it but the 1 run. And Somerset only had a couple of hits through the first 5 and got a couple in the 6th to go up to four hits on the night. But
yep. Well,
they just Tates Creek, like I said, everybody talks about launch angle and the majestic home runs and this and that when it comes to the offensive side of things, but give me good old-fashioned players that hit line drives, put the ball on the ground, take the extra base when it's given to them on a wild pitch or when a player's loafing getting to the baseball. And Tates Creek plays that type of baseball game. They don't try to hit you with a 3-run home run, when they get a couple of guys on. They move them over and do small ball as well.
They got 1 run in the 2nd, 1 run in the 5th, 4 runs in the 7th inning, a total of 6 runs. And the only runs for Somerset came in the 3rd. They got 2 runs in the 3rd inning, but only got 4 hits tonight. So,
right.
A great combined effort by Blaine Deaton and Stone for the Creek pitching staff.
And I'm curious, since Deaton only went 3 innings, who gets the win? I guess Stone does because it was 2-2 when he took over on the mound.
Yeah. Well, we'll come back here on the Mingua Beef Jerky and wrap it up here from Kentucky Proud Ballpark on the Mingua Beef Jerky. We ready to go? All right, let's go here. The final scores in the first game, it was 4-3, won by Beechwood as they knock off a good Montgomery County team. Here tonight, it was 6-2, Tates Creek over Somerset. For all my broadcast teammates, for Darren Douglas, William Warfield, the King of Stream, this is Gary Ball from Kentucky Proud Ballpark. Join us next weekend for state championship baseball action from Whitaker Bank Ballpark, home of the Legends, the Class A team of the Kansas City Royals, next Friday and Saturday. Semifinals at 5:30 from the KHSAA TV. For the entire PrepSpin crew, William Warfield, Darren Douglas, Gary Ball, thanks for joining us here, PrepSpin.com.